Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the next episode of Unhallowed Metropolis, Death's Curios. It's an absolute pleasure to have all of you back. So, before we begin today's game, as always, you'll see that we'll be doing a little pre-game game of sorts, which is known as the Death's Deal. And thank you very much for the subscription, Hippie Killaroo. Always good to see you back. So, when we last left our little game, we made a decision, which I'll get to at the end of my narration for you. But the idea of this game is that you'll get to make a decision at the very end, which will lead into the next choice on the next week of the story. So, without further ado, through the corner of your eye, as you turned in your office, you saw what looked to be footprints, small and childlike. They trailed through the house, and you decided to follow them. The little sooty footprints that were left everywhere over clean white cloth over the stone floors, you followed them until you found they led into the kitchen. The servants had all left for the night, and the kitchen was a place that you rarely visit. As you opened the door, you saw a strange-looking figure, a small boy dressed in a dirt-smeared suit, a black suit with a small dying rose in its lapel. As you opened the door fully, it turned towards you, and its eyes were pools of darkness, just a cavity. Last week, you decided to communicate with the child, to see what they wanted and why they were here. As you begin to try and communicate with it, it stares at you, the pools of darkness that make the cavity of its eyes staring into your own. "Are you okay?" you ask, with no response returning from the child. "Are you lost?" Again, it speaks no reply, but stares back into your own eyes, locking gazes with your own, and its arm slowly raises and points. You trace the line of its gesture, and your eyes meet a trapdoor, half hidden underneath a rug in the corner of the kitchen. You believe it leads to the basement, or perhaps the stores. It continues to point and continues to stare into your own eyes. What do you do? Do you follow the gesture and enter the trapdoor? Do you leave, getting out of there immediately? Do you question the child further and try to determine why it's here? Or do you demand they leave immediately and return to wherever it is they came from? In just a moment, I'll be posting up a poll that will allow you all to vote on the decision of this story for the week, which should begin just about now. Let me know what it is that you want to do, and then the next time we're back, we'll narrate the results of that and see if you all survive this season of Unhallowed. Without further ado, we're going to move on to a little trailer, and then we'll be back with our main game. Thank you very much, and I'll see you very soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So we're going to go around and we're going to introduce everybody. They're going to let you know who they're playing and who they are. And then as soon as we've done that, we'll jump into a quick video about our sponsors, and then we'll give you a recap and get right on into the game. So just over to my side here is Delilah. Welcome back.
Hi, it's awesome to be back as usual. As usual, I'm playing Delilah Berkeley, noble lady, at least through marriage. Last session, it's been a very interesting time for her, trying to, play nice with the ex-boyfriend mafioso boy. very conflicted right now. I'm still voting, of course, Team Mr. Cars. Just saying, Team Robbie is, you know, the way I'm going to go with this. And looking forward to the rest of this session. And yeah, I'm just really, really hyped. Ah!
It's a very good way to side, is siding with Robbie Carr, that's for sure. And so moving straight on to our totally not psychopathic vampire.
Totally.
Magdalena.
Yeah, definitely not. Psychopathic is a strong word. And I am Lindy, and I will be playing Magdalena Dreville.
Ooh.
That's definitely her last name. And she's on a charming date with a young meatbag named Ricky, who is... who... You're not supposed to form attachments to humans, but he seems kind of nice, so maybe I won't eat him. Maybe I will. Someone's probably going to get eaten or die. Maybe not Ricky, but someone. If not Ricky, somebody else. That's bottom line right here. I've got to save him. He seems sweet. Maybe he can live with Chicken Boy.
Maybe he can. Maybe he can. I think him and Chicken Boy would get along famously. And moving on to somebody who has no involvement with chickens. Miss Fairchild, welcome back.
Hello, I am Shakespeare and I'm playing Miss Fairchild, a mourner of great repute, who is spent last session doing what she does best, being quiet, unobtrusive and efficient by actually getting some information while everyone else was going on dates and eating food without her. Not happy about that. Didn't get any food.
Completely understandable. We'll get some food today, hopefully, for your character, and she can sate that corruption. So, Tilly.
Hi, I will be playing Tilly, aka at the minute Clarice Bostel-Culver. And yeah, she's just a bit out of her element at the moment. But that's what a mid-season finale is all about, right? Right?
Definitely.
Russian,
That's definitely what one's about. And you're definitely Russian at the moment as well. So,
Definitely Russian, yes.
speaking of, before we recap, I'm just going to throw a quick video on, but as soon as we're back, I'll recap. We'll get right into the action and we'll get going. So, until then, we'll see you in just a moment.
Before we begin today's show, I would like to take some time to remind you about our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. All of the beautiful maps and roles you see tonight are done using Fantasy Grounds, which you can try for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all of your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer and 40k minis for up to 20% off regular retail price. And Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. Go and check them out at tabletoploot.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So we're going to get right into a recap and then get on with our game immediately. So last session on Death's Curios, the group were looking into a missing author, and they managed to locate them. And at the end of the session, Magdalena ended up having a little snack of one of the mobsters known as Johnny. So last session, they were all taking part in various bits of business, which ended up leading them all to a Robbie Carr at a railway pub. They found him and talked to him, the leader of what seems to be one of the other large gangs in London, speaking to all of them and seeming to not be agreeable about Mickey's suggestion, the American mobster, that he stops encroaching and trying to deal with the other gang, as that would be, in his own words, a bit of a dumb idea. So, since then, they made a plan with Robbie to hit back at Mickey and to allow him and his boys in so that they could move some of the goods they want right out under Mickey's nose. You all agreed and decided to go along for the ride, and of course to allow Robbie to do so. Your plans went off swimmingly, each of you taking your own parts, Tilly Griffiths and the Dr. Varukht going undercover to watch over Delilah, who took the boss of the American gang, Mickey, out on a date, reluctantly so, as they went to a pizza parlor around the corner, the only one in this entire city and perhaps country at this time. Magdalena, on the other hand, went out on a date with the heavy hitter of that gang, known as Wiki, who ended up being a rather sensitive soul, and a rather brilliant gentleman to them, as they went to the exact same restaurant where they all ended up gathering, aside from Miss Fairchild, who kept the door open enough for Robbie's men to step on it. And at the end of last session, as they all had delightful dates in this restaurant, one of the men of Mickey, the American gang, stormed in and let everybody know that there's been things stolen, and that he thinks Robbie and that lot have got something to do with it. And as Mickey stood up and excused himself and left the bar, Magdalena, you were sat with Ricky, keeping him there. And we'll pick up immediately after that, as the restaurant has suddenly gone very silent after he's left. Tilly, you're left with the doctor, who quickly whispered some things over into Mickey's ear before he left, which Mickey looked at him a bit funny and walked away. As for the rest of you, you're sat in your various areas. Miss Fairchild, you're still somewhere outside right now, quiet, hidden. But the other three, you're sat in the restaurant still. What do you want to do? Ricky looks over to you, Magdalena, and still seems a little bit unsure about staying, but he seems to be mostly convinced. You know, he says, looking over at you, as the large mobster sort of shifts. You know, I usually should be involved in this, but it would be rude to leave you. So,
It would be very rude. Here, eat another breadstick, you so thin.
yeah, he's something like Ma, he says, as he kind of takes a step and starts a massive slap of a man, definitely
You
not.
don't take time off of work. You definitely you need to take care of yourself. This is evening off, first evening in 3 weeks.
Well, that's
Enjoy
rude.
it. I'm sure they can handle anything. They have so many people there. I'm sure they had to get even more people to replace you. So, you know, they have handled.
You know, you have a good point, Miss Magdalena. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stay off. Yeah, screw it. Yeah, let's have a night off. I'll do it. For you, of course. Only because it'd be rude. Otherwise, I'd be going back to work. But, you know, someone as beautiful and as smart as you, it'd be a shame to walk out.
Yes, and you cannot let them overwork you so much.
Well, sorry to say, Magdalena, in this line of work, you don't get to decide that as much. You just kind of gotta do what you gotta do.
Have you ever considered other line of work?
I mean, I considered being a
other-
baker for a while, but apparently that ain't too good a profession up here, so I ain't doing it. So, you know, but you know, on account of my kind of big hands as well, they said that baking ain't too good for me. But punching people is, Ricky, so that's what I do. I punch people.
I would think
Mostly.
big hands
Sometimes I
would
use
work.
eyes or something like that, but mostly it's punching.
Mostly punching. Yeah. Well, I'm
That's
sure
the
you
way
are a
of
man
life.
of many talents, aside from punching.
Yeah, of course, he says, and kind of looks at you and takes a look over you for a moment and nods. Yeah, I have some talents.
Ooh.
Oh my god, no. Got me on that one. He's like,
Yeah, this is for your comment last session.
perhaps you can show me many talents after dinner.
Yeah, of course.
have
You need food,
these-
need your energy.
Pizza to eat.
Pizza. Yeah, with no garlic because it's on account of my allergies. So
Yes.
yeah, and at that point, the pizza does arrive and it's placed in front of you, along with 2 glasses of wine and the rest, and you begin to have a beautiful feast laid out in front of you, Magdalena. Yours also arrives, Delilah, but of course, Rudate has left. And Tilly and Varukti are still kind of sat down at the moment. Mickey has only just left, so what are you all wanting to do?
I want to know
Your
what the
phones
doctor said.
exist.
He looks at you and he goes, yes, I made sure to tell them that, you know, perhaps our Robbie Carr is a vampire. So to take a stick and to make sure to do this, because he cannot be killed with the bullets.
Do I hear the word vampire from across the room
You
again?
do, yes, you hear it across the room. Your enhanced hearing, and it's like vampire.
It's interesting way of dealing with problem.
Yeah, but it seemed to not work too well. He looked at me and said generally that he does not believe in them, and then left rather angrily. But the idea is planted in his head, and that is what counts.
It is indeed. If you'll excuse me, she stands.
Yeah, you
Kind
go
ahead.
in. I will be here. It is probably best that I don't get involved in the action that is about to happen. I will observe and, of course, make sure to be here to heal anybody that needs it afterwards.
Excellent. Now, I have to go to a woman whose date has abandoned her.
Yeah?
And I'll make my way over to Miss Berkeley.
Okay, no problem. You leave the doctor behind as you make your way over to Miss Berkeley.
Is this
You
seat
do see
taken?
the great date going on between Magdalena and Ricky at the time.
Now with glances, because I heard the word vampire. Just
I look over at Mr. Bill and just suck one of my canines a little bit and then just keep walking.
Yeah. Yeah, I look up at this when she asks. No, it's not.
Can I sit?
Yes, of course.
Even in
Manners.
Russia, girls stick together. And she sits.
Yes. As I kind of look at her, do I notice anything because I helped her with, everything? Do I know it's her? I'm assuming I do.
She would know it's me.
Okay,
So could
good.
you give me
Yeah,
a very quick... give me a wit check. You helped them get ready, so unless you've forgotten in that time, this is going to be...
I know. I'm just like,
anything above
just,
five.
it's too
That's how easy it is for me.
distracted. Yeah,
Anything
too
above
distracted.
five,
Noticing. It was a wit, intellect,
A
what?
wit check.
perception?
Wit check, please.
Wit
so,
check, cool.
2d10s plus your wit. That's all you'll need to do.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too difficult. I feel like I remember her, even though I'm upset. Fine.
Crit 1.
Who's this
No,
random
I'm
woman?
quite sure I remember about
17
me.
is kind of like a crit 1, but not. And you have a look, and you remember immediately that yes, this is Tilly. You helped Tilly get ready. You suggested the wig and the way to sort of put it, and you helped with the clothing being placed as it is to be proper to what you remember of Russians, and you managed to immediately recognize Tilly.
Yeah, even though that accent, the way she spoke was so foreign, so good. She's like, oh yeah, yes.
Miss
Please.
Postokova. Call me Dr. Postokova, that is fine.
Dr. Postal cover?
Postokova. Kova. Call me Clarice, it's easier.
Yes.
Oh no, she clucked at me and left.
It's fine. I just disappeared apparently. This is fine. I'm
No
back. Hi,
worries.
sorry. Yeah, she just kind of, she kind of pushes some of the food to their sides. Like, here, this is particularly good. So, what did you wish to speak about, miss?
Next plan. She kind of scoots on over to her side and kind of doesn't lean in too close, but keeps her voice very low. He is gone.
I glance around to make sure no one's listening. First.
No one is. The waiters are kind of all chatting at the back. They seem to be leaving you alone.
All right.
They've left food on your table, drinks on your table, and they've kind of backed out. They don't want to be anywhere near anybody that's with business with Mickey. So you got
Yeah,
privacy.
of course. That's good. Yeah, she kind of nods. It's like that. We've done our part. And takes a sip of her wine.
What if I could... Maybe when he was injured, arrest him.
We don't have enough proof yet.
I'm pretty sure we're going to see him murder men tonight.
Do you think murder will put a man behind bars for good?
At least for a night. It might be enough.
If you are to do this, miss, you might want to make sure he doesn't know your name. I don't think that's enough to keep him away from you. When I
I
hired
better
you,
hope
you
this
helped her.
wig holds up.
Yes. Well, make sure if you do move against him, he doesn't know it's you. Because if he comes back out, your life will become a hell. Want me to tell you a secret, miss? Miss C? Did you know out of all of Mickey's girlfriends, I'm the only one that actually lived? each of them either disappeared or suicide. I think one ate a bullet, and people don't piss off Mickey. Ever.
And on that line, meanwhile, across the other end of the street, Miss Fairchild, you've been hiding away, tucked in that same location you were in before, completely unseen, able to watch what's happening. And you do see that the one of the boys who's been left outside to kind of keep watch, you quite quickly see them taken in the side by a bullet as you hear a gun kick up immediately. And you see him hold it, look a bit shocked, and then start to stagger towards the alley. And then realizing where he's staggering and leading him to the rest, he turns and starts to go the other way. And you know that not all of them are out yet. There's a few still left in there. But it looks like Mickey and his boys are back, as you see a few of them, all dressed in their suits as usual, the rain sort of beginning to pour off the top of the edge of the shades and pour down in torrents, and the storm kicking up as you hear this gunshot kick out and take him right in the skull, as he flops to the ground and begins to die. And you see around 3 of Mickey's boys and Mickey himself stood with a gun in hand as he looks furious, slightly wet from the rain, and he looks pissed. What do you want to do?
I'm staying right where I am. This has nothing to do with him. These men want to kill themselves. That's fine. My job starts after that. The author is out, and none of the people I'm working with have come to find me or kicked up any kind of alarm. I'm just going to watch.
Okay,
what I
no
do.
problem. And you do watch, as you see Mickey turn around to his other boys, and he simply turns around and goes, "Get on in there, check if you can find any of them. If you find any of those limey fucks, you tell me, alright? We need to deal with this shit tonight. We can't have this happening. This doesn't stand, boys." He says, he looks at them all, and they go, "Aye, boss. Yeah, aye, boss. We can't let him do this." And they begin to march on inside. And you see him stand outside on his own for a second, as he sort of takes a deep breath, and just sort of slicks his hair back, and then walks in.
I'm so tempted, Magdalena, don't.
And you see him vanish into the back doors of the place. And that's where you're at the minute, as you've seen all of this go down. And we'll jump back to the restaurant once again, as meanwhile, while that's happening, you're all sat there, you've been talking, you've just heard this from Delilah, Tilly, and it's about that time that both of you, as you say that Mickey isn't somebody to be messed with, you hear a of a gunshot, followed by a very quick second shot out there, and then silence. And Ricky looks at you, Ricky looks at you, Magdalena, and he kind of looks away a bit and sort of gets a slice and begins to eat. "I'm sure it's fine, whatever it is."
I'm sure it's fine. You know, would you like to get a pizza to go? If you don't want to stay here, I'm sure we could take back to my place.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think, maybe this place is about to get a lot worse, so maybe we should go back to your place.
You get box. I'm going to powder room.
Right, no worries. I think it's back there, he says and kind of gestures. "Hey, waiter," he says and kind of clicks, and the waiter comes over and goes, "Yeah, can you get a box for this? We're going to take it away. You know how it is." And he nods and gets towards doing it.
And
We will do the same over here. To go, please.
"Of course," says the gentleman as he leaves as well. "I've got 2 boxes in, so you're in luck."
Great.
He goes into the
What
back
you
and
wish, Missy.
finds some boxes.
Do I pass by the 2 ladies on their way to the powder room? Is it?
You do definitely, as you walk right on by them where there's their kind of cut-off area, their booth. And you can see them both from the booth.
I don't know who this strange foreign lady is, but I recognize Delilah, and I'm like, kind of give them like, "Oh, Miss Berkeley, pleasure to see you here. Is
Yes. It's
everything
lovely to meet you
okay?"
here, Mr. Ville. Yes, I'm fine.
And I like I try to get out of Tilly's view, and I'm like, not here. She's like, not him, pointing back to Ricky, and she.
I did not know you spoke sign language, Mr. Bill.
Oh, you look familiar with me.
Yeah, at this point, I'm like
Quite
holding
a
like
famous painter.
Ah. Yes, famous fickle beast.
no one's
famous
listening
enough.
still. Alright, if that's the case, I'll just kind of like whisper like, "That's Tilly."
No. And I look close.
Gives you a wink. Dr. Postolkova, pleasure to meet you, Mr. Bill.
Very clever, this guy's.
From you, I'll take that as compliment.
Mm.
You like accents? I practice from you.
Is passable. It's a bit not quite Romanian or Wallachian, but yeah, it's fine.
That's why I'm Russian.
Okay, so do you want me to? Should we go and see what his problem? I hear gunshots. Is not good.
I think
Maybe
It's probably a bit of a
man is still in there. We might need him. So there's crossfire. I hear his word. Is it crossfire for guns and arrows, or just arrows?
Probably bullets. We probably need to find Miss Fairchild.
Yes, she was last
What are you
by
gonna
door. I
do?
saw.
I can't defend myself.
Oh no, you are going home.
Ideally, yes.
Unless you would like to be used as bait.
Pardon?
Today is day 3 of
Oh.
October. Tagline is big.
Well, if I could cause destruction, I would take you, put gun to your head, say, "Hey, Mickey. Regards from the other side."
Oh, you could give the rival like third rival gang like you've not heard of before. Make it real interesting.
Russians and Americans.
Okay, Mickey, I'll blow her mind. Hey,
However,
Mickey.
Miss Berkeley, I would not want to put you in such position.
If
So-
you need me to stay, I will, but that does sound rather uncomfortable.
It would be incredibly dangerous.
I prefer not to have a gun pointed at my head again. It's not an experience I like to repeat.
Understood? I could do it between your C2 and C6 vertebrae.
Also not ideal. Never had that before, but
More effective than shooting to brain. That is where the
I-
nerves of the heart are kept.
I'm worried that they would shoot you.
Biologist. Regardless, let's call you a cab and get you home.
Okay.
Speaking of calling, are there telephones in this like world? Are
Not
phones a
really.
thing now?
No.
Darn it, I can't call
we
for my
don't have
freaking
phones,
driver.
no. You
All
can't, unfortunately, no.
I will see if I can check on Miss Fairchild.
Please, I hope she's all right. Oh, here, if you find her, I just give her like my to-go box.
Okay.
You give him like a pizza.
All right. So she's gonna go to the powder room because this building's like right next door. Yeah.
It
It's
is
like-
basically on the same street
So-
of.
Okay. I'm gonna go really quickly into the powder room, lock the door, open a window because all bathrooms had windows back in those days. Crawl out and go look for Miss Fairchild with the pizza box.
Okay, no problem. Could you give me a quick shadow check, please, to dodge out on the
yes.
bit?
Yes, I am hope to make this very quick. Okay, let's see. 13?
Okay, so you managed to make it out. You kind of like rip the filter that's in front of the window as you crawl out of it, but you tear that quite painfully loud and get out into the open air. Still got the box in your hand of the pizza.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
As
she
you
probably would have
managed to make
said,
it
cover for me, I'm in powder room, and then gone out with the pizza box. And I go to look for Miss Fairchild in the alley that I last saw her in.
So you begin to make your way over to there, Magdalena and Miss Fairchild. You still away and hidden, tucked away in your little spot, very unseen, with your very good roll. You see Magdalena with a box in hand, a very strange sort of flat rectangular box. They're running through the street, looking around slightly, and begin to make their way towards the alley you're at, and no doubt look around at the end and then start to move in.
As soon as she gets within, like, 3 feet of me, the cane just comes out and the hook just grabs her arm, pulls her into the alley.
This is
Like the
for you
bamboo
from
cane
Miss
of a bad apple,
Berkeley.
just like a box.
Is a pizza. It's not man named Pete. It is, or Pete does not even own restaurants, but it's called pizza for some reason.
Is it important?
It's food.
So,
It's not bad.
Open the box.
You open the box and immediately you're met with the smell of garlic and cheeses, and it's got a delicious crust around it, and there's meat on it, and it's a whole new world for you. This isn't exactly a food that the city is known for.
I'm just gonna hang my my canes on the, like, just lean them against the wall, and just start eating.
What
You start
is
eating,
happening? And I imagine
So-
I probably can smell the blood from the gunshot. The gun.
You can immediately pick up on the blood. You do see the corpse as well. There is somebody who has been shot through the side and then the head, execution style, on the floor just next to you.
Pity. It's not still alive.
And
Well-
you do hear a commotion coming from inside down the back alley where you currently stood near. Seems there's quite a commotion
Yes,
inside.
the men are
Did they
killing
make
each other.
out? Oh no, they're killing each other. What about the man we need?
The author has been taken to prison.
Ah. Okay, at least he's been taken. And I just take a quick peek. He's fine. We'll be back.
All right, so you go
Please
and take
don't
a
make
quick
me come in and get you.
Can you give me a quick shadow
Half
check
the
then?
pizza
Nice.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
15.
that's a strong Wichow. So you manage to sneak into the back alley. You make your way around the smell of blood, the smell of smoke coming from within, and you make your way to the edge of the door that seems to have been wedged open. And as you look in, you do see that there's a couple of people that seem to look like members of Robbie's gang that are dead on the floor. One of them, however, is still alive. They've been shot in the leg, but you can see Mickey and 2 of his boys, one of which has got kind of his hand kind of held against his shoulder a bit, and they kind of stood over him looking down at him, and it seems there's nothing else in here right now as Mickey kind of looks over at them and gestures to one of his boys who goes and grabs them and kind of hoists them up, and he looks over at him as you're stood outside. So you're going to tell us where he is, where he's taking it? He says as he looks at the guy, and he kind of goes, "No, you're not going to get that out of me. That's bold words for somebody who's trapped in here with us. And you ain't getting out. You understand that, right? Still not going to tell you where it is. We'll see about that." Hey, Bobby,
Does the dead guy in the alley have any weapons on him?
you can check if you want. You can kind of run back
Yeah,
out and go to the
absolutely.
alley, check. Okay, so you go and check. You quickly rummage over the body, and you do find he has a switchblade.
I have finished.
Will work. And she'll go back in.
You sneak
And-
back up the edge, and as you do see sort of Mickey starting to head in, and he just kind of gestures and goes, "You get the information out of him. I need a drink. When I'm done, I expect you to know where he is. We're going to go and hit him tonight. I'm going to go get the rest of the boys," he says as he walks in through one of the other doors. And you see the other 2 gentlemen begin to tie him to the chair that the author was tied to.
Yes, excellent. The interrogation room. I've had a tour of this room.
You have.
I don't think Ricky would like it if his boy got found out. So she's gonna. You said one of these guys was wounded?
Yeah, one of them is. It seems like he's been like stabbed from what you can see as he's turning. There's like a wet red patch near his shoulder, under his waistcoat.
Okay. This is a terrible idea, but I think I'm gonna do it because it sounds fun.
Do it.
I will note
Okay.
they both have guns, so just
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, I have a better idea. That's still pretty awful, but slightly less awful.
Okay.
Magdalena's gonna wait a second till like one of them's like mostly tying up the chair, and then she's gonna make a sound in the like kind of toss something down the hallway in the opposite direction she is.
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, so you throw something across, and could you give me a just a very quick vitality check to see how far you throw this?
Oh, sure. I'm pretty vital.
I'm very vital there.
Hold on. That's only +3 right now because I have not eaten yet.
Yeah.
Soon.
So if you roll me that
11.
vitality, 11, so it's good enough. You throw it, it goes just past them and lands on the floor next to him. And you see the one who's sort of got what looks to be a heavy revolver in his hand, and he's kind of looking around. His eyes go over to that for a moment, and he looks at it. Hey, Bobby, somebody's throwing coins in here. What's up with that? He says he kind of looks around to see if he can spot the person throwing the coins. What
I'm
do you
just
do?
on the other side of the door. I'm seeing if I can catch his eye.
Yeah, you easily can. If you're stood there, he would look over to you.
And I want to try to.
Okay, you can try and do that. As you try and use your vampiric hypnotic gaze, could you give me the roll, please?
I will. I'd be happy to give you this roll. Ba, 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 ba. How about a 25? And she'll just catch his gaze and...
He ain't even going to try and resist that because he can't physically roll that high. As you look at him and he kind of looks over, he goes, "Who's that bra?" Oh, well. He just starts walking. And then his other friend is still tying, and he kind of ties the last knot and looks over. "Hey, wait, what are you doing?" He says as he kind of sees him walking over. And he does begin to reach you, Magdalena.
I'm going to just kind of take a couple steps out of the room, have him follow me, and then when he comes in, just out of view sight of the room, just kind of put her hand over his mouth, and then come in for that bite on the neck.
Okay, no problem. So as you're going in for the bite on the neck, could you give me the just give me the damage, please, if you can? So this be your vitality plus, of course, 2 rolls as well. So 2d10 plus vitality as always.
Sure.
As you go for a good old nibble.
Once I get a little nibble, it'll go up too. 15.
Okay, so you begin to
And
bite.
he loses 1 vitality per round that I'm drinking as well.
Definitely. So your initial bite does damage him as well, as you tear in a little more than you anticipate. And you still bite.
She's not trying to be gentle.
And he stood there, not making any noises of pain, still mesmerized by your stare, and standing there as he lets out small noises from his mouth, but nothing else. And you see this from where you're at, Miss Fairchild, given this is happening in the alley. And we'll cut away from you for a second, as we will go around to Delilah and Tilly. What are you two doing? You're still in the restaurant. You've seen Magdalena leave. Ricky is still sat at his table alone. It's been about 5 minutes now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit with Ricky to give him some company so he's not wondering where his date went.
Oh, Miss Delilah, I didn't expect you to be here. Is everything all right?
You know how it is with Mickey and work. She kind of sits down.
Yeah, I do.
I also saw that you were on a date with Mr. Earl.
She's taking the time, isn't she?
You know how us ladies are. You can't rush perfection.
She's, without all due respect, Miss Delilah, she's pretty perfect, I think. I think she might be the one, you know? She's real nice.
Oh, you've never said that about any other lady before.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's because there's not usually many around, Miss Delilah. But, yeah, she's real sweet. You know, she's the kind of girl that Ma would have been proud of, you know? She's got culture.
Yeah. Yes, but you do know. Girls like that will always take a bite out of you if, you don't expect it.
Hey, that's kind of what I want.
Oh my goodness. Are you okay, Shane? She nods. Gives him a little, gives it, his hand a little, friendly, pat. And just well, tell me about how the date went. I'll keep you company while I'm waiting for the cab.
Oh
Looks
yeah, well, I
dangerous
mean,
out
it
tonight.
seems to be going well. I mean, she also has a garlic allergy, which is pretty useful because I mean, I have one, so it's good she has one as well. We don't need to worry about garlic in her food. And yeah, I mean, she seems real nice. Like I said, she seems she's very enchanting, you know. But I mean, she's taking a while though. I'm hoping she ain't like skipped out on me or something. I don't know if I've done something to insult her, but I mean, I
I
saw
don't
her
think
walk
so.
into the bathroom with a pizza box. It was a bit strange.
You know how it is. Europeans are strange.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't no lady. I don't know what you're doing there, but I didn't think pizza. I didn't think pizza was a thing. So, you know, I ain't judging. If she wants toilet
Yeah.
pizza, she can have toilet pizza.
No, please just give me a moment. Okay.
Yeah, you take as long as you need, Miss Delilah. I don't know what's funny.
Toilet pizza. You know what? You're so
Yeah, it
adorable,
seems
Rick.
pretty viable, you know? I mean, if that's, I don't know, European.
Yeah, it could very much be European. By the way, Ricky,
Yeah, Miss Buck.
so okay, let me just get my facts straight here. I'm just gonna really quickly think about it. Okay, so Delilah thinks that like Magdalene is some sort of psycho murderer. Okay, so
Yeah.
that said, she doesn't know she's a Dampier yet. She's like,
No, she doesn't know
so
that.
tell me all about the date so far. Then, you guys have anything in
Yeah,
common?
yeah. Yeah, garlic allergy mainly. I think
Yeah.
that's about all that we have in common, but I mean, that's kind of okay, you know? I mean,
History. We had a very long history.
oh, we talked about history as well. Thank you, my head bug. Yeah, so, you know, my mind's not exactly good, but she loves history, and I love history. And especially, I've been looking into the history around that sort of period of time, and she seems very knowledgeable about it, so it kind of works out, you know? I kind of read, you know, I have little books I can read on my breaks, so I usually give them a little look whilst I'm, you know, looking intimidated.
Yes, I remember. You always got a really bright little noggin, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Well,
Mrs. James said I would have loved to become a baker or a teacher, but I can't cam either, so, you know, I wasn't born
Why
to be a
not?
baker or a teacher.
I
if
don't
you
know.
look-
I think you'd have hands for baking.
No, I don't. Things are big and meaty. They kind of.
Exactly.
They're
You
real
could
good,
knead
but
some
not
dough.
fast. Yeah, but the piping's real hard. I mean, I tried. But designs is not something I'm good at. You didn't see the last one I tried to make for Mickey. He was real pissed.
I heard about it though.
Yeah, I tried to
She
make
giggles
like
a little bit behind her.
like a life-size head of his. Like, it didn't turn out so well. I couldn't quite get the nose right. It was hard to keep it going, so it kind of fell off, and then people laughed, and then somebody got shot. And now it is. Not me, I'm fine.
Of course you are. I mean, everyone loves you, Ricky. Still, remember what I
mean, that
told you
remains to be
earlier?
seen, Miss Delilah, but thank you.
Remember what I told you earlier, though?
What about?
Afterwards, when Miss Magdalena comes back, don't forget, be a gentleman.
Always.
Mhm. And just letting you in on a tip. Maybe not give too much on the first night.
Yeah,
I heard that she's sometimes from rumors that she's a bit of a one and done lady, so you might want to keep her wanting for
right,
some
yeah.
more next time.
Oh, all right. Yeah, sure. He says and kind of looks a bit devastated.
She's trying her best to make sure he doesn't die the first night. She's like, please just abstain from
Yeah.
your desires.
Yeah, all right, I'll do that. Yeah, thank you, Miss Buckley. It's good to know somebody with your knowledge is looking out for me. Sorry about your date with Mickey.
That's okay. It was just a catch up anyway. I want to see the
You know what
the
he's
author.
like.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
At this
So,
point, can I
I'm
come to
glad
the
you're
table
out.
real quick?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can do whatever
of
you like.
course.
You're
Yeah.
stood around, so.
Hello, big man.
Yeah, her name's Ricky. Nice to meet you, Miss.
Hello,
Which
Ricky.
postcode was it?
What?
Miss, what's your postcode, right?
Sure.
Postcode.
Oh my god.
I overheard you talking history. I thought you would be better with names, Big Rick.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I haven't read yours though. Just hide it. You got a weird accent. Well, good accent, very pretty accent. But don't tell my date I said that. When she comes out
No.
after toilet pizza or whatever.
I heard Romanians have trouble with cheese.
Trouble with... Oh, right, yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, it's fair. All right, well, I'll keep
She
that
might
in
not
mind.
want to open door for a few more minutes. Can I
That's a
trust you
bit
to
too
get
much
this?
information.
We have no secrets in Russia.
Yeah. Well, where I'm from, secrets are kind of a good thing when it sort of makes you more appealing. But yeah, whatever you say, miss. Thank you anyway. I'll keep
No,
it in.
can I trust you to get Miss Burke home?
Miss Berkeley home. I mean, I guess I can get her a cab.
Honestly, calling me a cab is fine. You should go and finish up on your date.
Right, yeah, of course.
Yes, I will also get back to date.
Yeah, you seem to be sat real quiet, like. Looks a bit shitty,
We are-
yes. Be careful.
No, we are academic. We do
Oh,
not
that
need
explains
to
it.
talk. Mhm. Have fun with your date and your cheese.
Yeah, I intend to. Maybe less cheese, though, eh? He
Maybe.
kind of looks a bit nervous and put off at all this.
Yeah, I just kind of put my fan in front of my mouth, trying to hide the small, like, creeping smile. Unlike me, Delilah actually has this thing called composure.
I just went forward. It was a joke about Romanians. Funny.
Oh, yes, very funny indeed.
It's alright, Miss Berkeley, you'll get there, he says, and kind of gets the bill. And they come over and deliver the bill to him, and he's, he kind of pays it off and hands him an extra tip and waits for Magdalena, who, whilst just still there, meanwhile, has been draining somebody. And it's about the second round of you draining that his friend walks out to kind of the door.
I'm hoping he doesn't have a lot of vitality, and maybe this is it. If not, body shield, thankfully. So.
Oh, you pure unlucky soul. As you continue to drain him, and it's as you're sort of biting in and draining that over the side of the shoulder, you do see his friend walk out, who has what looks to be a shotgun.
Can I make eye contact with this friend?
You can, but he immediately looks at you, sees that you're biting into his neck, and yells. And begins to aim the gun. So you can give me a very quick check to see if you can charm him in time.
Yeah, sure. That's good. She just wants to finish this one guy, or at least get him to, like, KO. Just make him pass out.
It takes a little bit.
Plus 18.
Okay, so sadly, even though you do your best, he sort of looks over at you, and unfortunately the fear of seeing what is happening seems to embolden him a little, and he kind of looks at you and goes, shit, I ain't letting you die, Pete, he says, and he aims the shotgun towards you.
This is pizza!
And as you say, this is pizza, he will go for
she
the
just thinks that she's leaving the fangs in, and she's gonna, like... Thankfully, he's in front of her and him. Hopefully, she's just got a body shield.
He's trying to kind of clip your head, so it's going to be a harder shot. But we'll give it a go. So where is my fantasy grounds? Here we go.
That's
fantasy
cool.
Grounds. Okay, so this will be with a +4. Oh my god, he crit.
That's bad. That's real bad.
So here's the fun thing about
a
this
minus
damage.
for the hit, but crit, yeah.
Unfortunately, with his crit, he can't be forced to reroll this. So he's going to go for the shot. He almost like slow-mo, you begin to retract your fangs and move your head behind, and he aims, angles, and fires in a second. It is so quick. You've never seen somebody
worst
move
invention in the past several hundred years. It's awful.
Exactly. And that's a lot of rolls coming in. Ignore those. It's about that time that he will roll, and this will be with unfortunately, a +5 for the gun.
Okay.
And a +5 because of the headshot.
Oh, yeah, that's not...
+10. All right, luckily, 15. It's a 15. So, what is your armor?
My armor, I actually do.
Well, you have none on your head, do you? So.
I don't have it in my head though. No.
Okay, cool. So.
I have +2 armor though regularly.
Okay, no problem at all. So I'm going to need to bring out my Unhallowed Metropolis rulebook, because we have the fun chart of injuries to roll on from those of you watching at home.
At least I have a bonus to vitality right now.
Straight to the face. And you know what? The easiest way to search up for anybody who's ever thinking of running Unhallowed Metropolis, the easiest way to search up for your injury tables in a PDF is to type in broken ribs, because it is the most common injury ever in this game. I've had people hit by trucks, I've had people fall from great heights, shot in the ribs, and still always get broken ribs. So speaking of broken ribs, anything can happen to you. Could you give me a 2d10 roll, please, Magdalena?
Yeah.
Head. Broke ribs.
Shot in head.
Broken ribs. 2d10. 15.
Okay, so a 15 for you. Miss Magdalena is a disfiguring scar.
Ugh, gross.
So, the attack severely disfigures the character's face, possibly knocking out teeth or destroying their ear or nose. Though the wound heals normally over the next 3 weeks, the character permanently suffers a -2 penalty on non-intimidation charm rolls. However, you gain +1 on intimidation. So, we'll say that it clips sort of the side of your head and blows off one of your ears and clips you. Take a -1 to your vitality, and we will give you that injury.
Oh, I'm back down to normal vitality now. Oh, no.
As unfortunately your date might be more difficult given that your ear has just been blown off. And that might be hard to explain from the pizza and from the toilet.
From the toilet pizza.
Your ears ring as you feel hot pain rush through your head. Take -1 vitality. And Miss Fairchild, you immediately hear a loud shot and a flash from inside of the alleyway.
Oh, I thought I was watching all of this.
You are, yeah, you're seeing it. So you hear it, you see it.
As soon as I saw, because did I see Magdalena chow down on a guy's neck?
Yeah, you did. You saw
Because for
Magdalena
a moment,
chow
that's
down.
like a visceral, oh, this is bad.
Yeah, this is, yeah.
Taking my my sunglasses off, which I'm still wearing at night. Would I, because I have familiarity with animate, would I be able to know, looking at Magdalena, that she's not an animate?
She's
Like,
not an animate.
They register different.
Yeah, she's definitely not an animate. You can tell that immediately. You don't know what she is entirely, but you know that she is not an animate. But either she's really messed up, or she's something other. And it's as that thought rings through your mind, and you're like, oh no, that you see a flash, see Magdalena hit with multiple bits of sort of buckshot, and then her ear just vanish in a mist of blood. And you're where you are now. Do you want to get involved, or are you staying back?
If I hadn't seen that, I'd be getting involved. But that's something I want to see where it's going before I get involved.
Very well.
I'm not a really involved person.
So you wait to see where it's going. And as you're waiting to see where it's going,
my weapons.
he will be taking his second shot. So let's see if he lands this time. So another +4. Oh my, this person. So he gets a 20. That's unfortunately a hit. You can force them to re-roll with one of your second chances if you want, or you can risk the hit. Actually, wait, no, with the negative to hitting the head, he doesn't hit you.
Oh, good. Good.
So he doesn't manage to land his shot. He fires this time and hits his friend in the back.
Does he hit his guy at all? Yeah, I was going to say, does he hit his friend?
He hits his guy this time. 100% he does. His first shot kind of gave him a bit too much confidence, as, you know, still with a +5 on this damage. He shoots his friend in the back, and you hear a blast again. You see the guy kind of stare forward.
I feel some reverberation.
You feel the reverberation through him as it hits you, and you hear the audible sound of his cracking ribs. And it's it's about that time that will spin back over to the other end of the place as you're stood there still. Back in the restaurant, you hear a very loud of a gun, followed by another of a gun again.
Oh, that does sound horribly violent. Sounds almost like Chicago, huh?
That was a shotgun.
A shotgun.
Shotgun, yeah, big. Sprays everywhere, really inaccurate.
Why would you have such an inefficient weapon?
Because you point it down on
Is
an
it
alley or
fast?
something, you blast it, and it takes people out.
Yes, I'd rather not remember that, though, Ricky. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, Delilah, I won't mention.
Well, loud noises are annoying, so I'm going to go home.
Okay, be careful.
Have a nice evening, Mr.
So,
Rick.
Mr. Rick.
Big Ricky.
Yeah, Big
Do
Ricky,
you want
that's
me
what
to keep
people
you
call him.
company longer?
I mean, Miss Delilah, it's pretty dangerous out there. I mean, I waited for Magdalena, and then we should probably get out of here. We'll take you home. I'll get you
Alright.
home. I ain't letting these boys mess with you, but we might want to keep our heads down when we get out, because it looks like it's dangerous. I just hope
Mr.
nobody's
Queen.
dying out there, but they probably
Do you
die.
have any head protection?
Head protection? Why would I need that?
Because gunfire.
Oh.
ain't no protection
um,
gonna save you from a bullet to the head.
Metal.
Yes, that's
And she just taps her hat and it rings.
Yeah,
That won't really stop
not from a
that.
shotgun. He says, it's about
Yeah, she
that
just
time.
looks at you. You'll die regardless, dear.
And it's about that time, Magdalena. Could you please roll me a very quick, just a prowess check, please?
A prowess check.
A prowess
Yes,
check.
I can. I have that set.
We'll see who goes first out of you or
I
the
hope
guy with
it's me.
shotgun. I hope it's you.
18.
All right, yeah, easily.
Fucking
you're going
shotgun
first.
man.
So it is you. You see Shotgun Man still shaking, and he looks at kind of the.
Is his friend
the
dead
mess he's
now?
left.
Was my snack
He's-
dead?
He's about dead. He's kind of got one vitality left, as he's still.
How much
"Oh,
vitality does this mofo have?
Like,
I have
yeah.
4.
Rounds on him. I guess my first one wasn't enough to drop him by a vitality. All right. Cool.
It did, yeah.
So he's at 1.
He's about to die. He's gone after this round. So you probably finish your snack at the end of this round.
Cool. Can I stab somebody while snacking?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So I'm just gonna be like, you'd almost expired, but I'm almost finished. Don't worry. This also helped me heal.
Yeah,
So she's gonna keep just kind of like toss him aside, like limp, just fang still in the neck, and pull out a sword.
You
And
got,
give a look at this guy with the shotgun, like,
he kind of looks across at you and just goes, "You got a
and
sword."
since he's so close, I'm trying to stab him.
He's within sword range. Yeah.
Excellent.
Who doesn't
Good.
expect a sword in the streets of Britain?
Is it coordination or my
It is your melee skill.
my melee skill? Excellent. Excellent. Oh, you know what? What's my sword doing damage? Yeah, I'm gonna do that instead of arm because I have improved knockout if I wanted to try to just KO him. But
Okay, no problem. But you're going for
let me
the
just
kill, are
double
you?
check improved knockout real quick just to make sure that's not what I want to do.
No worries.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna stab him with the sword. She mad. She real mad.
On a scale of 1 to mad, how mad?
She real mad.
Alright.
Does a 15 hit him?
It certainly does. As you go for the stab.
Good. And I roll with plus vitality.
You do, you roll damage of sword plus vitality.
This is going to be a lot of damage then.
This
Okay.
is probably going to be a lot of damage, yeah. So you go for the stab, and as you pull
Yeah.
back, lunge in towards the chest.
Only 15. I'm gonna try to reroll. I'm
Do you
gonna
want
reroll
to
that.
reroll that? So use a second chance.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This
Give me
mofo.
another reroll, please.
22.
How do you kill it? You've rolled number
Um,
21, that's an immediate kill. There is nothing that
Yes.
survives that.
Yes, she kind of. I think she, with her mouth still in his friend's neck, she just parries the shotgun to the side, chops off his ear, and then decapitates. She just wanted him to feel that first. Then
Yeah, so you did.
she's gonna probably finish her snack, then drop his friend to the floor, walk into the room where the guy's tied up, use her other action to cut the ropes, and say, "You should get back to Mr. Carr."
Yeah.
Quickly
Yeah,
heal
thank
the other
you.
coming.
Yeah, I'll make sure to do that, he says, and he stands up and begins sprinting
Make sure you
out.
let him know who helped you.
I will!
And then
What's
she's
your
peacing
name?
out. Magdalena.
And you see this
I imagine
still
he
kind of
just saw
limping.
somebody leave the room, body hit the floor, head get chopped off, and she's
Yeah, from his
get out of
vision.
there.
He just saw, like, a guy walks out, 2 shotgun blasts. Ear came off, head came off the body. It flopped to the ground. You walked in and told him to leave. So he's out. He's not staying there. As he
I'm gonna leave too.
sit out there, and you also leave.
there.
And you leave outside. You're beginning to make your way into the street.
Then leaving back towards
Same way.
me.
Mm.
Okay. 'Cause, if she walks like into the alley I'm hiding in, she will come upon 2 exculpus held at like head level, and Miss Fairchild does not look happy.
And I definitely close the door behind me though, so that way they don't just have an easy way to run out.
Yeah,
And
you like kick out the door stop. You're just like,
close door. And I see it and I go, oh really? Please.
and as you say that, we'll move over to the other scene as the other two. What are you both doing?
I'm gonna go and get the doctor, and I'm gonna go and see what's happening outside to see if anyone in particular is injured.
Yeah, so he kind of looks over and goes, I will be right here. Tell me if anyone is injured, and I will deal with it. But guns, I don't really like them.
Then why'd you carry one?
I do no such thing, he says. I like to avoid being shot at.
Right. And she turns and she'll go out.
Except very good. He says, he takes another slice and
You
starts
can
to eat
have
it.
mine, doctor.
Of course, of course. And you step outside, and as you do, you see down the street, you do see a corpse in the street. You see somebody limping away, wearing sort of the uniform that you saw before from Robbie's place, as he kind of limps away and seems to pull himself into an alley and out of the way. Just in time, it seems, as you see Mickey walk out the front of the establishment with what looks to be a very strange-looking gun with like a circular thing, like a dinner plate, but thick at the bottom of a gun, as he's kind of holding it on one shoulder, and he's looking around in the rain. And you see there's multiple other lads behind him and people who are all ready to go, as you see all of them are armed to the teeth, all these Americans. You count about 15 of them, and they all seem ready to go. As you see Mickey kind of turn and point towards the way of the railway pub. It's a bit of a walk, but they're on the way.
And at least Ricky's guy can get there first, maybe.
Is there a cab?
There is. You see there is a cab. You see one pull up almost at the same time as that, and you see a very familiar face as you see Delilah Berkeley's own cart arrive just outside that seems to stop as it sees the gang coming out, and he looks over from his horse and goes, oh dear. That's not good. Oh, can I help you, miss? He says he kind of looks over towards you, not recognizing you at all.
Is this cab 3?
Well, no, it's Miss Delilah Berkeley's. It's here.
Oh,
it's
she is
waiting
my
for you.
friend. She will not mind if I bore her.
I'd rather have that from her, lady.
And she leans forward. It's me. It's Tilly.
Oh, all right, Tilly. You're looking a bit different.
Little
I mean,
bit.
Yeah,
I'm on the
you do,
job.
you look a bit different. Oh, right. Yeah, of course. I mean, it looks like it. I mean, that's a lot of mess out there. We might want to get Miss Delilah and yourself back to safety.
Don't worry,
perhaps
she's
back
very
to-
safe inside. She's got a rather large meat shield called Ricky. However, there's going to be a
Right.
bloodbath in the streets, and I really need this cart.
Went in there, but yeah, that's true. All right. Just hop on in. What do you need me to do?
I've got 2 choices. Do I see DeVille and Fairchild?
You
Swords are
wouldn't
drawn
so
in the
much
alley.
see them, but you can give me a wit check and see if you can see the glint in the alley. It's going to be hard, though.
That's fine. I have a +7. +22.
22, very nice. Yeah, you don't spot them, but you do spot a glint as if metal being turned against some sort of vague light, as you see a slight glint in an alley.
Can you wait here? Can you wait here one moment?
I could certainly do that, but I might need to get going soon on account of all the guns. But yes, sure.
And I run
Please
over.
hurry, he says, and opens up one of his penny dreadfuls and begins to read.
Good choice. And I run over.
But you run over just as Miss Fairchild has kind of drawn them, and as Magdalena has kind of had this standstill, and it's as you two have said what you've just said that you hear footsteps to your right, Fairchild, and you see the disguised form of Tilly running towards you.
Hello. No time to infighting right now. Lot of men. Where are we going? Are we going? I have commandeered the cab. Would you like to go to place or get police?
I would like questions answered.
That will
And
come
I'm just
later. I
staring
promise.
at Mr. DeVille.
You look
Green eyes,
dreadful.
just barking.
Wait,
Yes.
you need to go back to your date. He's very sad, and I have to make.
I
some
was
crap.
planning on going back to dates. Just quick trip out bathroom window. I'll have to do something about my hair, and I think she kind of looks at she kind of just gingerly feels where her ear's been blown off.
Both
And
blades just move slightly closer to Magdalena's throat. Like, questions first, date after.
okay, you could ask questions instead of saying I have questions.
What
How about I
are you?
How about I go and get the doctor to look at your ear? You have your little, and
Mm.
maybe I go and get police, and she'll go back in and tell the doctor that hey, there's someone who needs your services outside.
What?
Yeah, I will go and deal with this, he says, and he stands and gets going.
She's exasperated at this point, feeling a little better having got the guy who chopped her ear off. So rude. 450 years. And, yeah, of course. She goes, I am... Let's see. Oh, you are a mourner. No, you deal with the... Oh, this is one. I am... half human.
That was not a particularly human thing to do.
Yes, that would be other half.
Which is
She kind of just looks. She's just done. Have you ever heard of vampire?
have I ever heard of vampire? Don't know if that comes under guild training.
Probably not. Let's try to find the mute button there. No, probably not. You probably haven't heard of it because it's not something that's really spoken of. Animates, they're real. They're scientifically proven. Vampires, that's kid stories. You've heard of stories from, say, Whitby and things like that, but nah, nothing real. Surely.
She's kind of looking at Magdalena because you are real.
My mother was human.
Positive
My
distance.
father was vampire. I am half.
I just slowly lower the weapons and they kind of flip back into my skirt. Just like, I don't like this. But we don't have time. We should leave. Stay in front
Yes, I
of me.
have to fix hair and finish date.
Obviously. I won't leave until she leaves, and I'm staying behind her.
Very nice. You're kind of seeing this. What do you want to do, Tilly?
Is the doctor going towards Magdalena?
Yeah, he's going over and he kind of looks over and goes, "Oh, yeah, seems you are missing here."
Yes, it happened all so fast. This was little
You
thing. It
want me
partially
to,
healed up now. I would not
cover?
mind. I would not mind.
All
Just
right.
make sure I can cover with hair. I still have date.
Of course, he says, and he gets to working and he kind of pops some stuff over it to kind of cover it and stem the bleeding, which there isn't much of, and then he kind of
'cause I had
adjusts your
a
hair
sack.
slightly and goes, I am not much of one for hairstyling.
I
but
can
it
fix the
looks
rest in bathroom.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Thank you for vintage.
No, it's no problem. I may head home soon. It looks to be getting rather dangerous, and I have much work to get on with. So.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, doctor. I will see you
Not a
later.
problem. Is there? Never mind. That's fine. Yes, he says, and kind of seems
Your
consistent with
questions
it. And
You're probably like,
leaves.
why is it so healed already?
yeah, that seems to be something that he's considering as he leaves.
And I will go back down the alley towards the bathroom window I jumped out of.
You climb into the window and you get back through easily enough, and you get back
I'm
into the
trying to
restaurant.
fix my
Delilah,
hair
are you still talking to to good old Ricky as he sat there still?
Well, yeah, he's like, I'm trying to keep him company so he doesn't like feel like too much like Magdalena's ditched him.
Yes, so I mean, and then I said, why you doing that? That's not very good. And they, Magdalena, you're back. Good. You done
Yes.
something with your hair?
Yes, it was.
Looks good.
It was
Suits you.
bothering me. I had to change a little bit. That's why I took
Been
so
there.
long. Sorry for taking so long.
No, how was the pizza?
It was good. Yes.
Yeah.
He was hoping he hadn't noticed that. Yeah. It's fine. Would you like to come back to my place? Huh?
I'd love to. Yeah, it's in the opposite direction. It might be good. Lady
might be
Lila,
good,
you're gonna
yeah.
get home, all right?
I
Looks
should
like
do,
a
of course.
driver's outside, so I recognize
Yeah.
that anywhere. Fancy.
Yeah, she smiles at him. Yes, my husband's driver. I'll go to him.
All right, no worries. He says.
Have
and
a
he's
lovely
like,
night,
"You
you
get-"
two.
Oh, I will.
Yes.
I think maybe.
And take care. It sounds rather bad outside. I hope you do enjoy the rest of your night off.
I'll do my best. I might end up needing to get involved, but I'll try and keep at it.
She gives him a very
I
worried
think would
look,
be best.
Maybe.
and then we'll like kind of duck out to see if she can find her driver.
All right. You duck out, and you immediately do see your driver reading a Penny Dreadful under his little rain shelter near his cart, and he looks out and goes, "Oh, that's where you are. Are you all right?" Miss
Not
Tilly.
particularly looking.
Miss Tilly is over there. She's coming back soon.
Oh. Okay, so I suppose she wishes to commandeer
I don't
services
know
as
what
well
she
then.
wishes to do.
I, for one, wish to go home, but I will wait at least until she returns. See what she wishes.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. He says as you finished up your conversation on the other side, you go into the cart.
Yeah, I'll say change your plan. You go home. I might have to provide distraction. Oh, this is bad. And she just goes off.
What is happening?
I would be following Miss Griffith after Mr.
Cool.
Bill disappears back to the pizzeria.
Brilliant. So the two of you make it over towards the cart, and Magdalena, you can see them all approaching it.
Good. I make sure, especially Miss Fairchild gets in before, rounding the corner. Your swords at me is very rude.
Okay, no problem. But
I
yeah,
would
you
be
still-
In
climbing
home
up next
country,
to
that
the
gets you
driver.
murdered.
So you climb next to the driver, Miss Fairchild.
Yeah.
Tilly and Delilah, are you getting inside? And where
No,
do you
she
wish for your
begins
driver to take you? You
She
begin
begins
walking.
walking. She's going to go and try and commandeer a distraction elsewhere to give them time to prepare. They've
Might be-
stolen
Ooh.
goods.
In which case, I'm still following Miss Griffith. She doesn't get
Okay,
in
no
there.
problem. He's
That's
like,
what I'm still going with.
What? There's guns over there. That street, it just leads down, and then you're going to get to them.
Where is Whitechapel from here?
Well, it's a couple streets away. You can go down there, keep following it, and then you go past Whitechapel. Where is it you're heading?
Railway bar.
railway bar.
I'll just
Yeah,
They
no,
need
that's
to
wait
go.
inside the cart, please.
There needs to be police at the railway bar. Hopefully, if they do anything.
Oh, they won't go near that
Look.
place now. But if you want to get over there, I can get you there. It's a couple of streets away. I can cut through a few shortcuts. I know we'll get there.
Can you
in
beat
time.
them?
Yeah, I can beat them.
All right, go.
They're driving in the city than me.
She swings herself up.
You swing yourself up, and he gets
follow.
going as you all enter. Magdalena, are you staying behind with Ricky, or are you going to join them?
No, I'm staying with. I got my ear blasted off. She's done. And ear blasted off,
It is
threatened in
beginning
an
to
alleyway. Yeah. She's like, she's done with today. She's just peeved that she's kept up this immaculate appearance for 449 years, and then now, she's just mad. She's mad, but here's a nice human. She has to persuade Irene not to eat him. She still has an evening ahead of her. She's done with that. She's like, I did what I could. I saved one of Ricky's, Robbie's dudes. He should get some heads up then. I'm not
Yeah,
in
that's
gunfight
good.
anyway. Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going on, and you're kind of talking to Ricky as you hear and see the cart race away, and the rest of you are taken through the streets. As you see, the driver takes you a very quick route. He cuts through a few streets that look like they should be perhaps far too tight to drive through, but he manages, and he makes his way around the entire city and towards the railway bar, ahead of the rest, it seems, as you do see the distant dots of figures on the horizon down the end of the street that are kind of rounding the corner, but they're a while off, and he's beat them by at least a couple minutes. As he kind of looks over and goes, close enough, but you can get in there from here.
Great. She'll pop off.
All right.
Knock on the door.
You see the two people outside, and they kind of look at you and nod. Everything all right, miss?
15 men with guns coming. Prepare yourself.
Shit. Right, okay. He says, and they head in, and they go, do you want to come in? It'll be safe for you.
No, I'm going home. Where is
Are you
Arthur?
sure?
Where's Arthur?
I mean, he's in the back.
Bring him out now. We're taking him away.
Don't know if we'll have enough time, miss, he says. He kind of looks over at them, kind of gathering still. He tries to get in the back.
Please.
All right, make your way around then, he says, and kind of they begin to get in and close the door, and you see them, you can hear them bolt it from the inside, and there is a way all the way around to the back through the alleys that you have to get through. And as you pass some drunks and some people that look a little bit more inebriated than they should be, as they're sort of slumped on the side of the road, very sleepily, you make your way to the back, where you do see the door open, and the author is kind of shoved out, rather unceremoniously. And you do see a couple of them looking a bit panicked, and you see Robbie in the back sort of chatting to a few of the boys and sort of saying a few things. They seem, however, to be much less armed than the Americans are. They don't have as many guns as the Americans do.
Mr. Carr.
Oh, Miss Griffiths, you probably shouldn't be out here. There's going to be a lot of trouble.
I know, and you're heavily underarmed. I want this back. And she takes out her gun. She takes out 20 high caliber bullets and hands them over.
Oh, Miss Griffiths, you've been holding out on me, he says, and kind of pops it in. And
if you
I know one of these
can,
in a few years.
if you can, and I feel bad for saying this. Why am I doing this accent? You know who I am.
I do, yeah, it's a bit of a weird accent, gotta say.
I know.
Fancy though, very fancy. Style like Magdalena or whatever.
Don't have time. Aim for the head, always, and please just get me, get me Michael Dillinger.
I'll do my best, he says, and he kind of smiles and then looks over to his other lads, and he kind of looks around.
What
You see a
weapons
few
you
of them
have?
have got guns. A few of them have got a couple of like kind of light revolvers, but the rest of them seem to have knives, or like they've got kitchen knives from where they are, or they've got like bats. And they just kind of
She
look around.
takes out some knuckle dusters and she takes out her switchblade. Are you sure? You look.
Yeah, we got
heavily
enough blades
prepared.
in. Hey, look, all right, we got some things. We're good in close quarters. We're not exactly the kind that sit back and shoot from afar like some sort
You're
of
breaking
cowards.
knives to a gunfight, dear, and it's not going to work well, is it?
We'll see.
I'm praying for you.
All right,
Says
as many prayers as you need.
Pats
He
him
says,
very gently on the shoulder. Now I must
He
go.
gives you a smile. Oh, it's a shame you have to go.
Is it a shame? I don't want to die.
Yeah, there is that. But if you ever fancy popping back, Miss Tilly, let me know.
I will need my gun back. Please.
Well, you can come and collect it in a night from now, he says, and kind of gets walking. All right, lads, we've got a lot to do. Come on.
Good luck.
DM,
Yes. Fair.
given that the incident with Magdalena, I believe definitely constitutes as emotional stress, I think I have
Yes.
to make a vitality roll due to my impediment.
So could
Yeah,
you
that was
please
a
do
lot.
that?
Okay.
And then let people know what your impediment is, so they can know at home.
Yay! Okay. I met my save. So,
Good.
Miss Fairchild has POTS, which is postural ortho. Oh, I do know this. It's just left me. Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which basically means that the way her blood pumps around her body is very different. It was known as irritable heart syndrome in the vague time period we're playing in, and it just means occasionally she very much needs to lie down until her body works again. But not today, thankfully.
Indeed. So, and you feel it? You feel that lightheadedness, you feel that sudden shift, but you focus and you manage to feel it pass. It seems you're okay. The stress is getting to you. The night
Very
is
aware
getting
I've
to
left
you.
my canes in the alleyway.
And it's as you see Tilly kind of rounding her way around the back end towards where the cart is, that you do see Mickey and the other 15 of his boys begin to approach the same area as they're beginning to encroach towards the front end of the bar. And you see them all kind of gathered, some of them with knives, some of them with guns, and you see Mickey with his strange one still as he kind of looks over, and all of you hear, including yourself, Delilah, you hear him shout out, and he just goes, "Hey, Robbie! You gonna come out and fight us this time, or you gonna stand there like a coward?" "Only one who seems to be a coward, mate, is you. You've got a lot of guns out there. I'm not exactly gonna pop my head out so soon. How about you put all those back in the cart and then we'll have a good fight?" "Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Just because you ain't prepared don't mean we're not gonna use our advantages, does it now?" "Advantages, yeah, right. Yeah, I just see that as being a bloody coward, mate." And he kind of looks around and looks at the rest of them and goes, "Come fuck them up. Get in that door." And you see them all begin to go towards them as a shot does ring out. And they kind of look a bit confused. And then you see them begin to get into cover, and you begin to hear gunfire ring out as it seems that the few guns that Robbie has in the railway are being fired out. And you see 2 of them winged by the bullets, 1 of them taken down, and you see them, the Americans, begin to then open fire, which seems to be a lot more than the other gang has, unfortunately. As the air rings out with noise and smoke, and blood begins to paint the ground as you all make it to your car.
I am sat next to the driver, and I'm just like, please, very quickly and very suddenly, be very prepared to use the whip. And I'm just looking for Miss Griffiths. And Tilly, are you bringing the author with you?
Yes.
Yes, it's like we are prepared to just go.
And it's as that's kicking off, and it's as this gunfight is rather rapidly taking its course, that, given you're nearby, you're approached. As you see Mickey run over, taking cover from a shot, and he looks at the cart driver, looks at what the cart is, and then knocks quite loudly on the door.
Uh-oh.
I am
Seems to
preparing
recognize the very fancy, very obvious cart.
I'm inside, and I slowly just like squeak.
"Delilah, is that you?"
"I wanted to know if you're okay."
He kind of opens it and steps inside, and there's a lot of
she's currently
confusion.
just like shivering, looking terrified because you can see everything from her window.
And it's as this has all happened and you've got the author safe that you see Mickey appear. And he looks over to you, over to the author, over to Delilah, and goes, "Good, you got him out. Good. Yeah, you take him back to the bar. We'll be fine. Good work, whatever your face is." Shit, right, we got a lot going on here, Delilah. You shouldn't be.
For America!
Could I at least keep
right.
him? She looks still terrified.
"Delilah, this is the least of my fucking worries tonight. You just get yourself home, you keep the damn author, we'll deal with him later. You got a lot to do here. I gotta go and kill a Yorkshireman. Whatever that is."
They seem to be made of chocolate, my friend. And I'll just leave them. Never mind.
I heard they make good pudding.
Well, this will be his last approach tonight, he says as he exits and closes the door. And you begin to hear more shots ring out and a lot more violence occur.
As you kind of step in, Tilly, with the author in tow, you kind of see just Delilah kind of slink, like she kind of sinks past like the freaking like the seat onto the floor and just kind of look at you like.
The author is just looking terrified the entire time. It's like
I give like the top of like the little cart, just like tap. Just get going.
Oh, yeah.
Honest.
I just nudge the driver like.
And he gets going. And could you please, Delilah, give me... In fact, do any of you have cursed? I'm sure one of you has cursed.
The one who's not with us.
Yes,
And
Magdalena is
I
cursed,
do.
not us.
Yep.
Yeah. So luckily, you're out of way of Magdalena. So you're okay.
There was a couple reasons I didn't want to go.
Yeah, I imagine.
I'm just haunted.
As lucky for all of you, could you get me a 1d10 check, please, Delilah?
What? Oh, okay. This is unlucky. I rolled terribly, so let's do this. 1d10,
You're
right?
looking for low numbers.
Oh, that looks like a d10. That is not a very low number. Of course.
It's as you begin to have the cart move that you hear a shot ring out louder than the rest, and you see it hit the cart as you see the bullet rip and tear through the side of the wood and into the actual cabin. It misses both of you, but you see that the other side of it isn't got any light coming through. And you hear a noise from the front of pain.
From the... Oh, no.
And Miss Fairchild, I'm giving you a next to the driver.
No, not Larkin.
Oh no, it's a Larkin.
You see Larkin has taken a shot in the chest, and whilst he's not dead, he is incredibly injured, and you see him sort of lean forward on the reins, the cart sort of stopping at a halt and twisting oddly, and you see him
Can
sort
I
of
catch
gripping
the
the
reins
chest.
and right the car?
Sure, could you give me a driving check, please?
Because I have drive courage.
Shut! He says from the front as he's still holding his chest. Oh, God damn it.
I just scream.
Can I get out? Can I sort of like help him into the actual carriage?
Okay, that's
He's still
a
sat at his
15.
seat, but he's sat at the front on top of the carriage. You're currently inside. You could go out of the carriage and go around and up, but it would be very dangerous. As there is gunfire sort of flying both directions right now, and there's a lot of crossfire. Guns at this time weren't the most accurate all the time. You manage
Does he have a broken rib?
under control.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Sorry.
I grab the leads
I'll
up
tell you what.
and keep us going.
Lorelot, given that it is your NPC and he has taken an incapacitating wound, could you give me a 2d10 check, please, to see what he's got?
Broken pin.
Oh, why me? I'm killing my own driver. 13. Oh, that's lucky. That's a lucky
On a
number.
13, you get
Back to the
broken ribs.
Yeah, it's broken ribs. At least he's not like shot through the heart. It's fine.
Oh my god, amazing.
You were one off of having that, but yeah, you...
Yeah.
he gets shot and he's like,
God.
oh, my ribs, I think, specifically my ribs are broken. As he's kind of, you get hold of the reins and you begin to ride, and you're moving as you go to open the door, Tilly, and the cart is moving already as you see the floor begin to move below you. And the cart begins to race away. And Miss Fairchild, you twist and manage to go beginning down an alley, and you still hear the gunshots behind you, and you see multiple people going down on both sides, and you see that things are looking grim for the UK lot as you're beginning to round your way away and around the corner. And you get into a safer area as you begin to make your way down the street. All of your hearts racing. The noise is slowly dying in the background. Larkin's still in pain, groaning slightly at the front and holding on to his chest to keep the bleeding from getting too bad as you all continue to rattle along the streets. Where are you heading, Miss Fairchild? You have control.
Miss Fairchild, can you perhaps stop for just a moment to get him in the back so I can start doing some patch up?
I will pull into an alley and pull the horses to a halt.
Where's the doctor?
Where is the doctor, actually? Where did we leave him?
Didn't
We
come
need
with?
him.
Did we leave him in the pizzeria, or did he come in the car?
He went home.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay.
He made his way home. He said, I am going to go home now and do some work, and then left.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I was distracted by, vampires. Okay,
Yeah,
so I will pull a halt so they can get Larkin into the back.
And I get him into the back, and I do pull out some bandages because I carry those at all times, and I use limited medical knowledge and mainly my forensics to know anatomy and what's been hit, and obviously to put pressure on the wound and try and stop bleeding and take care that his broken ribs, as he's complaining of, is not puncturing his lungs. So I have a listen to his lungs to see if he's
Yeah,
wheezing.
so could you give me a quick medicine check then, please?
I do not have medicine. I have forensic science. Can
Okay,
I?
that won't help you here, but medicine
That's
will.
fine.
Could you roll me a
help.
blind check then, please? No benefits
Insight?
via mine. No,
Oh.
unfortunately not with
Oh.
this. You could diagnose and then you can treat, but to treat, which is what you're kind of trying to make sure he doesn't die right now, you probably gonna need to give me a medicine check on that,
Okay, I'll just.
which you are unfortunately unskilled in.
Could oh god, I'm on. I was like, can I help?
Yeah, if the two of you are helping, I'll give you a +2.
That's okay.
I dated a mobster for a long time. I had a lot of broken ribs.
Yeah, okay, so it's the most common ailment in the world.
Yeah, broken ribs.
Old enough.
Guys get shot a
So
lot. I
out
used to
of
help.
character, how much is Larkin worth to you?
I mean, he's adorable.
Right, okay, reroll.
Okay. Use the second
Oh,
check,
it's
go ahead.
Oh.
So you're beginning to treat him, but you're beginning to, and the
Oh,
bleeding
you know what? Yeah.
intensifies, and as the bleeding intensifies and the stress gets so bad for you, Tilly, I'm going to ask you to make me a check for your hysterical blindness, please.
Okay.
Oh,
Is that a will
because-
check?
You should say underneath your condition for that.
Let me just get that up really
So,
quickly.
I believe
My
you
team-
also have panic conditions.
Yes, if I am stressed out, I go blind.
oh my goodness.
Oh god.
I am a mess.
Night driver.
We are
driving
cursed
past the
regardless.
house. I can help.
Minor.
Yeah.
So you need to give me a control check. So yeah, just double power, please.
Can I have my concentration?
You certainly can.
Fantastic. That's
This is a very stressful situation, however, and I believe you have a high points value of it, so you are looking for a 16 plus on this.
I have minor, not major.
Cool. In which case, it will be a 14 plus.
Hey, 14.
Okay, cool. So you managed to rein that in, barely, as you feel that panic begin to rise. And speaking of that, you have hysterical blindness, and was it also panic attacks for you, or was it?
No.
Okay, luckily for you then, that's all that you have on you. Delilah, what impediments do you have?
Mine. I have shellfish allergies.
I mean,
Let me
that's,
just.
No shellfish, no garlic.
and as they
Okay, so
turn the
let me see
corner,
my
shellfish
impediment.
fall out of the compartment.
Honestly, the biggest thing for me is the fact that I have a kid and I'm very, very haunted.
That's all fine.
Very
in which case,
haunted.
you're also okay as the panic begins to take you over, Tilly, especially as you poke something you don't think you were meant to, and you see blood begin to pool around Larkin, and he begins to soak the seat underneath him with his crimson blood
Yeah,
running.
if this is the case,
And it's at that point
And-
that I'm going to cut away. I'm going to go to vote room as we see Magdalena and Ricky. Magdalena, you've been making your way home with Ricky. You can hear the distant gunshots continuing and getting worse, and you make it towards your gardens.
So am I just walking? Are they getting louder or quieter as they get worse?
Quieter as you get further
That's
away.
good, at least. That's good.
Your home's in the
She's-
opposite direction.
Good. She's like, oh, that'd be such a beautiful bloodbath, but all those stupid, cowardly firearms. Ugh. She whisks pinefully for the good old days, silently to herself briefly, as it was just, man on man, punching and stabbing.
The good old days, as
the good
Robbie
old
calls it.
days of just
Correct days, as Robbie calls it.
Yes, the proper days. And she'll just guide Ricky home. Be like, so this is my house. This is where I live.
Oh, this is real impressive. I mean, this is great. Yeah, it's a bit creepy, but I mean, it'll do. It looks nice.
Is good aesthetic to keep unwanted solicitors away.
Yeah, I can see how it'd do that. So, I mean, so I guess this is a good night, right?
Yes, apparently rumors is haunted, which I find very funny. It is not haunted at all. I wouldn't know.
All right, yeah,
So-
well, you have a good night, okay?
Are you sure you do not want to come in?
I mean, I could say some kind of looks at you and, looks to be considering it. I could do that.
Yes, it is very nice house on the inside. Much better on the inside than outside.
Well, I'd
Like
love
many
to take a look
things.
at that. Just... She doesn't quite get that. What is it? Okay. All right. And yeah, okay, I'm happy to. Let's go then. You know what? It's probably better not to deal with that. So,
Probably for best. Yes.
and he joins you as you both walk towards
She's like,
your house.
yes, let's take the heavy hitter out of the fight. Robbie
Yeah.
and his guys. Yeah. She'll open the front door and it goes from spooky to like elaborate and ornate, and it's rather lovely on the inside. And she goes, yes, so this is my home.
And as soon as you enter, your servant, your watcher, arrives immediately by the doorway just to your left as you enter and leans against
Yes,
it.
hello, Irene.
Oh. Yes, you see you have brought back food.
I have brought back friend.
You serious? She's like third time this week.
I know. I was
What
going
did I
to
tell you
bring
about bringing friends home?
She goes,
You
she's
at
gonna
least
lean over
bring
to
takeout back.
she's gonna lean over to Ricky and go, she's my roommate, she gets incredibly jealous when I have people. Do you have any single friends?
God, yeah. Few. I think most of
We
them
should
are
invite
busy, but
Oh, maybe we should invite them over some other time for her.
yeah, sure. And Irene continues to lean against the doorway, sort of like looking severely done with everything.
Magdalena feels that on the inside.
Fine. You have a lovely night. I will go and tend to Chicken Boy, and then I will go for a walk. How's this sound?
Yes, go get. There's probably. I hear there is buffet currently potentially.
I'll go and check it out. Don't stay up too early, she says, and opens the door and disappears into the night.
And she'll try to convey with the look like the Americans are fighting, and there's a lot of them. She might even lean over on the way out and whisper that, just very quietly, just so, vampire levels of whisper.
Yeah, and as she passed Ricky, however, she did kind of sniff and kind of give him a look, and you could see the hunger for a moment. Your servant seems very unfair.
She'll be like, really, Bart, don't eat the limeys, eat the Americans, they're very good.
Yes, will do, she says, and begins to make her way out. And the door, she doesn't close it, it just closes behind her automatically.
I go, ugh. She is a bit of stick in mud, as I think is saying.
Sure, yeah, I mean, I get that. She seems a bit like that, but, how are you? So, it's nice in here, he says.
I can give you a tour. Yes.
Yeah, Chicken Boy, he says. He kind of looks at you.
Yes. Cooper is his name. He raises chickens. He works for me.
Right. Yeah, all right.
Would you like to see chickens?
Yeah. I mean, I ain't seen
They're
one
very nice
in a while,
chickens.
not since, it's not since the new country.
Long time. Yes. I was surprised too, so I say, Cooper, you should stay here and raise chickens. It's boy's dream.
Yeah, right, yeah, okay. Well, that's real nice of you, making sure that they get their dreams and all that. You say, you take him around, you begin to show him around the house, and your night on the other hand is very delightful, but you sort of showing him around. And what is your intent?
She's trying to keep him busy until there's no more sounds of gunfire at all. Maybe kind of try to talk him out of the mafia life, because there might not be much of mafia left after tonight. Especially if Irene's that hungry.
Yeah, she's very hungry.
Because she's stronger than I am, so.
Yeah, she is.
She's tempted to show him the funny sheep because it's really funny, but she restrains herself. She'll show him the chicken.
Okay.
I think she wants to. She's not supposed to make human friends, but damn it, this one seems so nice. She's just gonna try to have a nice, pleasant evening and take her mind off the pain of her ear.
And you have a very pleasant evening, in fact, but it's as the evening continues to wind on and you continue to have that scent of life, of blood, and that injury is still stinging. And you know that if you fed, you could probably recover that ear. And it hasn't been there for 400 years, and there's a perfect person in front of you as that beast side of you begins to flare up. And could you give me a quick check for me, please? A willpower check.
A willpower check. Can I concentrate?
You can.
Okay,
As
good.
you start talking about the finer points of flaky crust.
Oh, that's okay. I was like, that's not a great roll, but I got a 14.
So a 14 is
Yeah.
not going to be enough.
Oh no.
Do you want
Maybe
a
they're
second chance?
cuddling. Oh,
Yeah, I think they are. I think they're like cuddling a little bit, and her face is particularly close to that vein, and she can smell the
It's just
blood.
and he's got so many bulging veins because he's so. I think I want to save my second chance to not have to frenzy if I do bite him.
Okay, no problem. So
That
give me a
sounds-
second chance. That's fine. So
Yeah.
you would be tempted as that talk continues. The words slowly begin to almost fade.
Mm-hmm.
You begin to feel just more and more hungry. That your heart in your chest, that of course normally doesn't beat so much, is beginning to thud ever so slightly. And the thunder is rolling outside, the storm is growing, and you're listening to the words, but they begin to sound muffled as you stare at the neck, at the veins, the particularly muscular man, having them very on display for you. And it's almost too easy as you begin to slowly snake towards that vein.
Mm-hmm.
You feel your mouth part, that animalistic part of you, the monster inside, beginning to flare as your fangs begin to dip against the skin, puncture. And he kind of sits up straight and seems confused. Magdalena.
Yep.
That taste of blood hits your tongue. That thing that brings you life, and you feel so much vitality in this one.
Yeah, I think she's gonna try to. She hears the. She's gonna try to play it off and just kind of be like, "Oh no, this is fun times. I'm just a little bitey." Ha ha ha.
Oh, you are bitey. I've heard about that. Well, I mean, okay then, he says. He's all right, he says, and kind of, as usual,
She's
with
gonna
feeding, because you're being gentle,
drink
because
a
you're
little
being
bit,
nice
yeah.
with the feeding, almost a euphoric feeling. Becomes looser, weaker, as you drain at least one vitality away from them, and your ear begins to mend. You feel the fabric that has been placed over it begin to swell slightly and feel tight against what is now beginning to form there.
Oh.
And could you please give me a quick check to see if he gets infected, please?
Oh no, that's right. Okay, yep.
Over wait, you're
Let's
cursed.
see.
What's your level of cursed right now?
1 because I got redemption last week.
Okay, lucky you.
Yeah, very lucky Ricky. For the
And
redemption.
it's as you bite in and you drink that initially he doesn't turn. You don't feel yourself pass on that gift as you would know it.
Yep.
And as you begin to drain them more and more over the night, as things progress, could you please give me another willpower check?
Yeah.
Your ear is now fully formed. You've got it.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially if he makes any type of like, oh no, stop, that's gotta turn.
I think there's the point where you'll be like, yeah, just whatever you do, and I'm feeling a bit odd. I think it's fine.
Yeah, 17.
17's good enough. As he kind of says, it's feeling a
And
bit
she'll pull
lightheaded.
back and she'll say, "Oh, sorry," and why don't you lay down, get your rest, and then she'll, to make it up to him, she'll
kind of will lay down,
give him a
very
nice night.
Okay. And you give him a nice night.
Just give him a nice night, as he's really lightheaded. It'll seem even better with his lightheadedness. And
yeah, definitely. You won't remember much of this, and you have a lovely night with Ricky. It's great for you, and you think Ricky was also okay. He was less enthusiastic because
he'd probably be more into it if I hadn't drained him a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. But
She'll
that's your
just
evening.
carry him up because she is pretty strong. She'll just carry him up to her bed,
We can.
get him nice, make the room look all nice.
He starts to sleep, and you kind of like pick up the massive man and begin to walk upstairs comically, like bumping on the doorway on the way in and twisting and popping.
Hope Cooper doesn't see it. And I'm like, oh yeah.
Cooper doesn't see you or hear you. He's fine. He's very concerned with the chickens. But you managed to get away, and the gunshots did die off, and everything seemed quiet.
And I think she'll just go to sleep after that, having grown her ear back, fed, not turned him, not eaten him all the way because he seems nice. She'll even tidy up the parlor before bed because Irene is going to be peeved about it. So.
Oh yeah. You said
she'll go to
night
bed
and then anyway.
Nope, she doesn't sleepwalk.
Okay, no problem. And you don't sleepwalk this evening.
Good.
And you do manage to rest. And I'll leave you there as back in time, still running away, Larkin bleeding out in the back of the cab as you're making your way quite quickly around towards the area that would be raising you up to Upper London. Miss Fairchild, you spot ahead of you the gates. You see the Death Watch guards on duty as usual. You do have the papers. You were able to get through easy enough if you wish to. They will stop you, however, on your way towards the lift to get up to Upper London. As you see the sort of dark armored forms of the Death Watch ahead of you as they raise a hand to stop you. And in the back, you're still trying to save Larkin's life, who is slipping away more and more. Blood all over your hands. It's all over the cabin.
Okay, so from what you can tell, is it because like the rib got like basically punctured into something?
It seems to be that there's a lot of internal damage. Yeah, he is dying.
Yes. If that is the case, like as they kind of like are about to stop, like Delilah will just kind of like poke her head out. It's like, I would like to be up this instant. There's a man dying in my carriage, and I need him fixed right now.
Does anyone have medical knowledge? Please?
Yeah, the two Death Watch soldiers kind of look between each other and then look back at you.
There's a rather nasty gang war going on, and we got caught in the crossfire.
My driver's life is at stake.
They're back, and they begin to walk over, and their big respirator covers most of their face, as does their helmet, as they walk up and kind of nod at you. And you hear a voice from underneath as they simply go, "Right, well, if there's something going on in there, I can probably help you, miss. I'm a field medic. Can probably deal with it. What kind of a wound is it?" He says.
Gunshot of some sort. Please come in.
Gunshot. Right, he says. And you see him take off like a side satchel and open it up, and he has a lot of medical equipment in there. As he steps in and looks over and begins to work, he takes off his big gauntlets of gloves that the Death Watch have, these armored gear pieces, and he begins to work.
Can I hold Larkin's hand?
You can, yeah, as Larkin's kind of like a bit out of it still, and he's like, can we get out, miss? I think we took a wrong turn around Carmen's street name, but I'm sure we'll get there.
Yes, and after this, you're gonna get plenty of bed rest.
Yeah.
Of course, we're gonna get you a pay raise.
It's a lot of light.
And make sure to take a little vacation. Yes. Please, you'll be okay. Just make sure to keep talking to me. Stay awake. Don't go to sleep.
What was the penny dreadful you were reading, sir?
Very
As
out of it.
she's tapping his cheek to keep him awake. Tell me about the penny dreadful.
Which one?
The one you were reading, sir.
Oh, I think it was something about a mask. He says as he begins to slip away more.
Oh,
yeah.
What about this mask? Just like try and keep getting him to not die.
Yeah, and you keep him awake, luckily, as the Death Watch member works their work. They're very methodical in how they do it. They seem to not really be gentle. They seem to kind of just tear open the clothes where they were, look at it, and they begin to take tools out. They begin to extract the bullet. They begin to do some surgery right there. And it's very rough, but it's efficient.
I do end up feeding Larkin bits of whiskey to basically numb the pain. Oh, take a sip. Little sip. Here we are.
Well, you're all right. Well, thank you, he says, and continues to drink it and goes, "You're real nice, Miss Tilly. You're real nice. You know that?"
No, but thank you.
It's just really nice.
You've taken a bit of a nasty knock.
Oh, there's a bloke in there.
There
Oh.
is. I best not look, dear. And he just tilts his head
Well,
up.
that's a lot of blood.
No.
Seems to look at you a bit doped up at this point. But the work is finished. The Death Watch soldier begins to disinfect and stitch him up quite efficiently. It's rough. It will leave a nasty scar, but it's done. And he kind of nods. Mostly fine. He's got a couple broken ribs. He's managed to puncture some stuff inside. Most of it, however, seems to be all right. He'll probably need to go and see a proper doctor. Get himself some stuff for
I
in
will
case
get
of any
him seen.
infections. Good. But you get yourselves up to Upper London. We aren't really going to get involved in this war, but we will make sure to have a check around, see that the locals are safe, if need be.
It looked quite nasty.
I imagine it is if it's gangs, miss. I imagine that's all that would do this.
I hope none of them rise. There will be a lot of bodies. There's at least 15 on one side, and I believe... how many were on the British side?
There were about 12 of them in the bar at the time.
Around 12 on the UK side. And most of them, the Americans had guns. Many guns.
But I'm sure in the morning the police will deal with it once the fighting has stopped. They'll see to it that they get to a proper mourner. It's not really our business. If they do come back, then we'll deal with them. If we hear about reports, we'll go and see to it.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Gregory, miss. Gregory Moore.
Well, thank you for your service, Gregory.
Not a problem, miss. Be safe
Moore?
on your travel. Yes,
It would
my lady.
do me quite a favor if you were to not seen me and known that I was down in London. Lower London.
By all means, miss, I don't know your name currently, but if I did, I would have to make sure to report it. Have a lovely evening, he says and turns before he walks back towards the other one and nods at him to sort of let up the gate. And you see the gate begin to rise, and you see the lift behind it that kind of ascends to Upper London as you manage to drive on, and it takes you up, and soon afterwards you leave the dark and decrepit streets of the shades below. You leave Lower London to a beautiful, much nicer, cleaner aired location. The buildings around are larger, are more opulent, are more beautiful than ever. You see gardens with living flowers. There are only very particular breeds of flowers, and you see the clean roads and the calm people of Upper London, a sheer contrast to below. But as you ascend towards the top, you are afforded quite the view of London. And you do see the railway bar. And those of you who can see outside, could you give me a wit check, please?
Oh no. What?
Okay. So those of you above an 18, you would be able to look across, and you would be able to spot something. Do any of you want to use second chances on this, or?
I don't have any left.
I would like to. I haven't used any yet. So
You can use a second chance then.
Alright.
Shakes, you've managed to succeed. That is not a success. You two are too concerned with Larkin. But
Yeah.
Fairchild being on the outside and on the actual cart driving, and the only one outside at the moment, you look over as you're ascending back over Lower London, a place that you're very acquainted with, of course. And as you do, you see the railway bar in the distance. And you do see the sort of litters of bodies outside, and you see an area of the bar itself seems to almost be crumbled outwards, as if something hit it with quite some force, or perhaps explosives of some sort. And you do see quite the scene. As looking over, you see Mickey looking very worn. He looks incredibly sort of disheveled in the distance, and you do see Robbie there as well. But it seems that there's more of the Americans than him. And it's as your view begins to cut off that you see one of them finally, after what seems to be a few minutes of watching a fight, as they seem to keep trying to take him down, not with their guns, but with other things, that he doesn't go down. He takes out many of them with him. You see him fighting barehanded, and he takes out 2 or 3 of these lads before they take him down. But they seem to gang up on him, hit him in the back of the leg, and it's as you see Mickey walk forward and swing the butt of his gun towards Robbie's head that your view cuts off.
is very much the moment Miss Fairchild decides that Mr. Dillinger needs to die. Bloody colonial.
And you're all in Upper London. Seems the gang war below is settled, at least for now. But it looks like it might not have settled in the way you wanted. But you get back up, and where do you drive to, Miss Fairchild? Is the Death Watch on the other side?
I'm just going to, start driving down the first lane, but I will reach back with the driver's cross and tap on the window to get someone's attention.
You muted, Tilly.
Yes?
Do we have a destination in mind? I believe Lady Barclays might be a course of action, but if it's known we're heading back there, it wouldn't give us much time.
Speaking of destinations to jam,
Yes.
thanks to my mother-in-law and how she has a live-in nurse, do I have a particular family physician that I could call upon?
You do, yes. You do. Let me find your physician's name. You have a Miss Christine Slater. Miss Christine Slater, Dr. Christine Slater. She lives not too far away from your home, given that she's usually a live-in physician and she's around, of course, where you need to have them looked after. You know where she'll be at this time of day. She's likely gone back to her own house by this point and is resting. She does have at least some time away from the actual offices and from her work, of course.
All right, so would it be correct to say that we go to her, or do we usually call her to us?
You muted.
You go to her. Sorry, she comes to you normally. You're a noble.
Yeah, if that's the case. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, she nods and just goes, looks up his window. Take us to the estate. I'll send word for the doctor.
And I will probably get out halfway. I have a place to store the author.
She looks over at the author. Yes, perhaps it's best not to be seen with. She looks at the man.
Yes, of course. This is quite the drama, says the older man as he looks around a bit scared.
Very sorry to meet you under such stressful conditions, Mr. Fleming. I'm a massive fan of your work.
More than fine. But it's good to hear you're a fan of my work. I haven't wrote in a while.
Mr. Fleming, your wife is quite worried about you. But
I imagine she is. He nods. He's still very bruised. His face is still a bit swollen.
Tilly? If you wish, I could send word to the doctor as well for him to pay your place a visit.
Oh no.
So that he may see
no,
him.
Thank you. No, right. He'll be fine. Look over him. He'll be fine. I'd rather this place not be compromised. Thank you.
Very well. If that is the case, then the mysterious Russian Miss C has just simply vanished into the wind along with the author.
Oh, I took off the wig ages ago.
So you're telling me that, Mickey saw as Tilly?
No. She took off the wig when she was tending to the bloody driver, because she didn't really want to get blood on the wig.
Yeah. So that's the case, yeah. She nods. Well, at least that's the story I'll be telling Mickey.
I will have started the car back towards the estate.
Okay. So you managed to make it to the estate with no other complications. The streets of London and Upper London are rather calm and nice, and you make it through. And as you do, you manage to round towards the estate. The gates are open for you, and you manage to get to the front. As you go inside, of course, the doors are opened for you.
Yeah, the minute Silas opens the door, she's like, Silas, I need someone to call for the doctor now. And I'll also need... She kind of looks around for her maid. Annie, where are you?
She's not about them. She's in bed, miss.
I need someone to set up a place for her. She kind of looks down at poor Larkin to rest comfortably.
Larkin has happened. Yes, I will see to it that we will get that sorted. I'll go and wake up, he says, and you get inside. I will deal with this. Don't you worry yourself, miss. I'll call the doctor immediately.
And Silas?
Yes.
A very, very strong cup of tea, please, after all this.
Of course.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
I will step, down from the cart and step behind Miss Barkley and just say, "Might I trouble you for the use of a horse? I have some business I need to attend to."
Feel free. My husband needs some more exercise anywho.
Shall we meet again tomorrow to resolve this? I'm guessing it's very late at night. I got the impression
It
this
is
was night.
incredibly
Yeah, it's like
late.
really
it's
late.
Like night right now.
So yeah,
And it's as you're
I-
saying
I've left
this,
my canes in Lower London.
it's as you're saying this, Miss Fairchild, that you see on the right-hand side of the hallway, in your periphery, you see a long sheet that was draped over a mirror just tumble off and land on the ground. Delilah, you don't see this, it's out of your vision, but Miss Fairchild, you see it sort of behind her.
I'm just going to step so I'm slightly between them and turn to Miss Barkley and say, "My lady, if there's a reason you keep your mirrors covered, like the reason in the museum, I would suggest you step outside for a moment, as one has just uncovered itself." Without my
And it's as you say, one has just uncovered itself, and the three of you are sort of left in the room, that you see there are multiple other mirrors in this room and frames with mirrors on them, and each of them at the same time just pull onto the ground.
Oh no. Miss Fairchild, please run.
And the door slams
I
shut behind you, Miss Fairchild.
I can't run. It's literally a thing I can't do.
At
I'm
this
just
particular
going to
point,
put myself between the mirrors and Miss Barkley.
And you try
Please,
to,
just-
but they are all around the room.
she has nothing to do with this. Just please leave her alone.
And all
Please.
three of you in the room then hear a voice ring out as if from all the mirrors at once as you hear...
3?
Yes, you're still in the room, honey. You've just
No,
been talking
I got out
to...
She
halfway.
got dropped off halfway.
She left already.
With the orc.
I'm
That's
going
fine. In
to.
which case, you're
I'm going to
fine.
my
They
chicken's
have a worse idea then. That's fine. They're in a worse situation as you've already left. As the two of you hear this, and you begin to hear a voice ring out as you hear, "Delilah, you've not been practicing, and your friend here is getting in the way."
She's
We
not,
have
I
not.
swear. Yes, we will begin right now. Please just let her go.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
Indeed, you're not. She can listen. You must, of course, have an audience, Delilah.
Of course. What would
Your
it be
husband
tonight?
The performance still works. He won't last much longer unless you improve. You're not
What?
good enough.
Of course.
Sing.
And then she'll just kind of like still trembling, she'll loosen like the little scarf around her neck and just so she can sing, and she'll stand up straight with the posture and like kind of like hold out her hands like widen her chest and just begin to sing for the mirrors all around.
And it's as you're stood there, Miss Fairchild, as Delilah is focused on singing and performing. Give me the performance check, by the way. You, Miss Fairchild, could you give me a wit check, please?
Oh, okay.
Yes!
Nah.
Okay, 19, that's good. You sing. And you sing and you sing. And meanwhile, Miss Fairchild, as you sort of look around slightly, you do see in pretty much most of the mirrors, you can see eyes looking back out of them, as if just floating in the mirror. And you see all of them looking out towards Delilah. And they continue this for quite a while. Do you do
Once
anything?
I had seen the eyes, I would just take a step away and see if anything changes. And then another step. And then just
As you
very
take a
slowly
step
kind of,
away,
yeah.
you are fine, but you do see the eyes continue to lock onto Delilah as you move back.
Okay. In which case I would step So I'm within reach of one of the mirrors. Just like not standing in front of it, just close. And I would lift one of my blades out from my skirt and spin
as
it
you
in
try
my
and do
hand so I'm
that-
holding the pommel.
Could you give me a very quick melee check, please?
Yeah, how do I do that?
So you just roll
Sorry.
2d10s plus your melee skill.
Okay. And where would I find melee skill? Sorry.
Melee, it's just a skill you have if you bought it for your blades.
I have...
Your skills.
I've got 2 weapon fighting, I've got ambidextrous.
So it should be under
twin
that.
blades.
If you've got 2 weapon fighting, ambidextrous, things like that, they're your qualities. It will be under your skills, so it'll just be at the right-hand side. You should have it there.
Okay, hold on. Oh, there we go. Found it. Okay, so 2d10 plus melee.
Please.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's alright, no problem at all. First time really using it, so.
Yeah. Oh, fuck it up! Can I use my
So
second
it's-
chance?
Yeah, you can use a second chance. Go ahead.
Because no! That's better. That's better.
That is a bit better. That is quite a bit better. And it's as you swing that. And this is
Because
plus
I'm
quite
using
a lot.
the pommel, I've turned the sword around, so I'm just trying to smash with the
So
pommel.
that's plus.
Tilt even.
You are currently in its area. Okay, no problem. So you get very close. As you feel when you go to strike the mirror, you feel something on your wrist grip tight, just as you're an inch away from the mirror, and it catches the strike. And it's cold, and it's strong. And the more Delilah sings, the stronger that grip feels. And you hear a voice only to yourself, Miss Fairchild, as in your ear, almost. A cold breath comes over it, though nothing is there. And it simply says, "No, no, Miss Fairchild. Be a good audience. Not today. Not here."
One day.
One
And I
day,
don't particularly like music.
your loss. As it lets go. And the song continues for a while, Miss Fairchild, until eventually you do see the rags lift themselves and cover the sides of the mirrors. And Delilah, after about an hour of this, you're released.
Yeah, she just kind of collapses immediately afterwards and just kind of like coughs. Oh, goodness. At least this time it wasn't like.
Was in
Are you alright, Miss Fairchild?
perfectly.
Alright. Sorry. I did
I
not wish
believe
for
you-
anyone to become involved in this.
I believe you might need to get some rest. And perhaps a sledgehammer.
I can't. What hurts that? I mean,
I see. And I will just like help her to her feet.
You do so.
I'm very happily helped. Like, feet are so like everything's just jelly.
Mm-hmm. And you help
You have a
Delilah up.
unique problem. I'm not sure I know how to solve it, but at least you're not alone in it anymore. And I will help her towards somewhere to sit down.
Yeah, so you take them to a sofa where you sit and you begin to sort of make sure that Delilah is okay. And it's as we're doing that we'll cut over to you, Tilly. And where are you going?
I'm going to my tutor's house
Very well.
with the Mister in tow. About when we're about halfway there, I'll basically ask him. It is a private place. I if you trust me, I would like to blindfold you.
I think I would rather not. Thank you. I'd rather go somewhere less blindfolded. I've had enough of that.
I'm sure you have, but you're going to have to indulge me on this. Otherwise, I'm going to have to leave you. And quite frankly, they know where you live and they know where your wife lives. You don't have much of a choice. I'm trying to be nice. But this is my safe house that I'm entrusting to you. And I do not want you to be tortured and the location of such to be revealed. So, please let me blindfold you.
Very
and if
well.
you come willingly, I will probably go and get your wife.
Very well.
It will be uncomfortable for two, but it will be comfortable enough, and you will live.
All right. He nods. Very well. He closes his eyes and lets you blindfold him before you lead him.
Bandage out and knocks on her tutor's door, and then goes to the back.
No problem. You go to the back, and it doesn't open.
No, but she waits.
Still doesn't open. It doesn't open. They don't seem to be in.
Oh.
A rare occurrence.
Okay. She goes to the front door again and then just... Are they not in? No, nobody opens the door?
Nobody seems to be in. It seems empty. And could you give me a quick wit check, please?
Sure. This is not good. 1, 2, 16.
There seems to be a notable bit of dust around the door frame. Especially the door, like at the bottom of the door, almost like it's not been moved for a while. And can you give me a forensic science check, please?
Sure. Oh, I could have used my keen eyes earlier. So annoyed. Could have seen. That's 8 plus 4, so 23.
You notice a few things as you look around. You assess the situation. The strangeness of it seems to hit you as particularly peculiar. And you notice that there are slight scrape marks on the floor nearby. Almost like somebody was dragged out over the mat. And as you look around, you notice that whilst there isn't anything that has been disturbed recently, you do find a few little flecks of blood on one of the top stairs.
Oh dear. Does my tutor keep a key that I know of, a secret key, so I can get in if she's in? I'd retrieve the secret key.
You go under the doormat, and you find a small little section that you can lift up, and underneath is a key. And you take it out and open the door, and the door swings open. It creaks as it does, and it seems incredibly dim in there, and the blindfolded man's like, is everything all right? And it's a rather long time.
Shh. 1 moment. Just wait here, please. And she'll rifle through her bag and pull out a lantern and light it and see if the carnage extends inside.
And as you look in, you can see that the area is quite disturbed. It seems to be there are chairs knocked over, there are papers that are flung onto the ground. You see more of these flecks of blood on certain areas. On the back of the sofa, there are a few. On one of the desks, there seems to be scrape marks of nails against it. There's quite the scene in here. And at the end of it, there is what seems to be a unopened letter that has been placed at the end of the table.
Is it my letter?
It is yours.
She puts it in her pocket. And she'll go and check. Yes, that's fine. Oh, no, not plus 5. Plus 4. No, not. The plus 4, that's a 14.
It's easy enough to spot as you take the letter up and you turn it. It seems that it has been opened and resealed, and on the sort of area near the back of the letter where the fold is written, "To the sender. Stop looking."
Well, that's just a challenge. And I'll go and check to see if the lockbox is been disturbed. As if
It
it's
hasn't.
secret.
The secret lockbox has not been disturbed.
Then I will take Mr. Fleming in. I will not remove his blindfold until he gets into the lockbox. I put him in there. Mr. Fleming,
Yes.
very sorry for your circumstances. I'm
Right.
going to have to depart for a short while, but I will be back in the morning. Have you been fed?
No.
Right. I'm going to give you some food. I'm going to get you some tea. You make yourself at home. There are some penny dreadfuls and some other novels that I like. And a desk. You said you haven't written in a while.
Right.
I would suggest one thing. Perhaps you begin writing all you know about the Mask of the Tortured Heart.
Right.
Please.
Oh, the mask. Yes, I know much about the mask, actually. I did a lot of research on it. Yes.
Wonderful, because it's been stolen.
It exists.
It does.
Oh, dreadful.
Indeed.
Oof. Well, that is quite the
Yes.
circumstance to be in.
Do you happen to know anything about the all-seeing crown? Or the dagger of eternal bliss?
I've heard of it. I think I have pen pals who have spoken of those to me when we were trading story notes. So
Excellent.
I
Which pen pals?
contact them, and I'll contact them. I'll get you some information. What is it you need about them?
Everything.
I'll see what I can dig up. They would prefer to be unnamed. I will get the information for you, though, as soon as I can write letters.
You have the adequate writing implements right there.
Yes, of course. I will get started right away, Miss.
I'll bring you some hot water to have a bath. Right.
Thank you. He says and nods. Thank you for getting me out of there. Appreciate it.
Why were you in debt?
I lent money.
For what?
To buy things. There are a few auctions coming up I was interested in attending. Certain items.
You weren't planning to go to Mr. Dillinger's auction, were you?
Yes. I was, yes. It is.
What
it is
were you doing that's on sale there? What were you so interested in?
But apparently some interesting things are being sold there, and I'm a man who wishes to collect things, and apparently there are some older tomes being sold there, things predating much of what people know of when it comes to writing. I personally am very interested. I would not wish for that sort of an item to be lost in the black markets. It must be given to something.
No. All right. If you can please write me a list of all you know about this auction that's coming up. It seems our way in might be compromised.
But perhaps, yes. I'll get that to you immediately. Please go about your business. I will get writing right away.
I'll be back shortly. And she
Nice.
goes and...
This is hurting.
I have whiskey.
That will do, he says, and nods before he sits down and gets to writing. And do you step outside and back into the room where you can still see that mess and the strange note on the back?
And she just sits down and goes blind for about 10 minutes.
Okay, you sit down, your vision fades, and we'll leave you there, Tilly. Meanwhile, as all of you are having a very strange night, the morning comes rather quick for each of you. Quicker than you'd anticipate, but the times of which you've gotten home are that late, or even that early, that it doesn't take long, Miss Fairchild, as you're sort of seeing to Delilah, and as you hear the noises of the doctors coming in, seeing to Larkin, that you see the sun beginning to rise in the distance, the smog still obscuring much of it, but the stray bits of sunlight breaking in through the windows.
And I will try and wave over a servant or a, menial
come and meet
person.
They walk over
and
talk to you. Yes,
but
lady.
Miss Berkeley has had something of a night. Would you
Oh.
see to your lady?
Of course.
I have to be going. Let her know that
Very
I
well.
will call on her tomorrow to resolve our business.
I will do. Not a problem. Have a lovely morning. And they see
Thank
to
you.
Lady Berkeley.
I will, very anxiously kind of head towards the horse that I'm going to borrow.
Okay. And you borrow the horse. It does seem like it's a bit agitated. It's been locked away for a while. It's been walked, but not really much has been done with it due to, of course, her husband vanishing.
Oh,
but
it's okay. I have animal empathy.
It takes to you quite nicely, as you have animal empathy. And you calm it, and you begin to ride, and it's a quiet ride back as you make your way
I am
home.
going very fast.
And where are you going? You're going home?
I'm not heading to my apartment in the West End. I'm actually heading to a separate small flat in a less upmarket area in the West End, where I will see to my son who lives there. Who has been there on his own because I don't have help.
You don't?
No.
How old is your son? Tell us a little about him.
Havelock is 5 and spends a lot of time indoors because mourners are not supposed to have children or attachments, really. So he spends a lot of time indoors, and I tutor him myself. Very much a latchkey kid without the latchkey. But I was not supposed to be out all night, so I'm racing home to check on him. He's a very quiet child.
And you race
Very
home,
Tim Burton-esque.
and as you make it back to your flat, you make it to the front door. You go to take your keys, you go to unlock the door, and it opens. The door isn't locked.
I will step through and just head straight to his bedroom.
You do so. And you make it upstairs, and you make it towards the bedroom. And as you make it to the door, you see what seems to be a note that has been pinned to the outside of the door.
I'll take it down.
Can you read, Miss Fairchild?
Yeah.
Good. In which case, it merely states a very short message. I know your secret, mourner. Stop looking. Cease your investigation.
I step into his bedroom.
And you step in, and he's still asleep. He's laid there, breathing softly in his bed undisturbed.
I'm going to step out quietly, go to the smaller bedroom which I keep, and just get out of all the armor and the weapons and everything, and put the note down on the bed with all of my gear, and I will go back into his room and just curl up round him and just stroke
And you
his
do.
riotous blonde curls and probably have to make a vitality check.
Yes, please. As this is quite the scene.
I forgot, because I force of will, I can use my will instead of my vitality. 16.
Okay. You manage to hold off for now. But you spend your night, your heart still racing slightly, as you slowly calm, but you know that someone knows. And not only do they know, but they seem to know of more than just your son. They seem to know of what you're looking into. And they don't like it. And as you rest for the night. And as if each of you mull over these strange messages, as you mull over, in your case, Magdalena, your brand new ear, and your delightful partner of at least your evening, who lay next to you. The morning comes. And there's quite the hubbub outside, Magdalena, of your particular area.
My area? I live in the spooky side of town. No one comes over here. I think because she can move very quiet. She doesn't want to disturb Ricky to wake him up if he's not woken up yet. Yeah, she'll ghost on over to not wake him up.
The door continues to thump.
I look out a window.
You look out and you see somebody finely dressed, bowler hat on.
She'll answer the door.
You answer the door and they look at you and they take off the hat and kind of hold it to the chest and give you a nod politely. Good morning. I was told Ricky was here.
He is asleep. Do you need him?
Yeah, we do. Boss wants to see him. We need his services.
I will let him know.
Thank you. Yeah. If you just bring him, that'd be great. I'll be right here. I don't need to step in. I won't impede on your lovely house.
She's making him wait. She's gonna make him wait.
Okay. And as you make your way sort of past and you go up towards your room...
If anything, I think she's going to just kind of be like, I'll let them know when he wakes up. You will wait out here till he is ready. And she'll...
Okay, no problem. Give me a check on it.
Yeah. She's like, Ricky had a bit of a draining night. 21.
He's like, yeah, I'll wait right here.
Thank you. She just closes the door. She'll make up a nice scrambled egg breakfast.
Oh, wow, that's some classy stuff in these times.
It is some scrambled eggs. Lots of protein, good for rebuilding that blood supply.
You got survival or anything like that? Or perhaps arts? I'll let you use the culinary arts.
I do have arts.
Okay, give me an arts check.
I imagine she had to cook for herself a decent bit back in the home country, because she was... If we ate all the servants, there'd be nobody left to cook except me. What? These are the best damn scrambled eggs.
Best damn eggs ever. You make the best eggs.
And, make it just a big batch. I leased them out for Cooper. I eat some. I'll bring some up for Ricky. Breakfast in bed.
You bring some, and as you're passing Irene's room, the door is slightly open.
I just peek.
You peek in. You see quite the scene. There seems to be what looks to be two men and a woman, all kind of strewn about the place. And Irene is just kind of lounging in a state of undress on a sofa and just looks very pleased with herself. And she kind of gives you a little wave and goes, there's been so much takeout. It's very good.
Oh, very good. You have
maybe some
lovely day's sleep.
It's
fine. I'm sure we can handle it. Have a good day's sleep.
You too. I heard about person at door.
It's
dreadful that they would come at this time of day.
I know, so early. What is it? 9, 10 a.m.?
The day.
Probably.
It's the
day. There's daylight. There's daylight. It's so early. I didn't even wait till noon. Ugh.
No. Exactly.
Rude.
I heard strange things yesterday when out.
What did you hear?
Lots of gun shooting. You know how they like to do things.
Yes.
But what does it? Yes, they seem to drag a big Englishman. Spoke very strange. They drag him into a bar.
Yes, they're having gang war. It's not as exciting as actual war, or as beneficial, but petty war, mini war.
Yeah, seemed rather annoying, but few were alive slightly, so made for easy pickings.
Good. Well, you say that Americans take big Englishmen?
Big person, strange speech.
Mm.
Taken to a bar. Seem very annoyed. Don't think they are friends.
Probably not. Thank you, Irene.
No, close the door.
She'll
In
close
fact,
it.
it's fine. She just closes it instead from across the room. You just see
Thank
her
you, I've
wave
had-
a hand and close it.
She'll take the tray of breakfast. She probably doesn't have much beverages in the house. It's probably just some, maybe some wine. Like we have water and wine.
You're very, very particular like that. So you managed to make it in, and Ricky is there, and he kind of rolls over and looks at the door, feeling a lot better this morning. And goes,
Good
Oh,
morning.
"Yeah, good morning. Is that eggs?
I made breakfast. Yes, it's eggs from chickens.
I haven't had eggs since I was in America. It's amazing. All right, yeah, let's have eggs." He says and sits up. You feed him eggs.
She
and he eats them.
probably just a bunch because he's a big guy. She probably just like whipped up a dozen, just
Yeah, and it's as
like
he's eating,
Gaston-worthy portions.
and you see him sort of piling it on in. You do see at the corner of your eye, given your enhanced vision, you do see something on the mirror written.
What does it say?
There's a picture of what looks like a crude drawing of a heart with sort of eyes above it. And then below that it says, "Cease your investigations."
It's a weird drawing. I cannot draw that. Unless I sleep through it. I do sleepwalk. So she's like, did I put that there while I was asleep? Because I imagine she's sleep painted before. And
Yeah,
it's not.
But there is one other thing you notice as you see that note, as your eyes sort of trace down, and you see a wooden stake on the side.
She suppresses a hiss. Don't inhale your eggs.
Oh yeah, I won't do
How
that.
did he get in here? She's like, who got in here? Oh, after you eat breakfast, you feel good.
Yeah.
You have a lovely night. I had a fantastic time.
What I remember of it, at least. So that means it's good, I imagine.
Very. You were very impressive.
Oh, well, thank you.
So much vitality.
Yeah. I'm kind of famous for that.
Oh.
No, not like that. He says again. No, I mean, like, I can run for a long. Never mind.
Yes, endurance was very good. Yes.
Yeah.
We should do again sometime. Yes.
Oh, wait. Again?
Unless you had bad time.
No. It was. Yeah, again. Yeah, I'd be up for that. He says he's trying to act cool again, but you can tell like he's kind of giddy.
When is your next night off?
Probably in like 3 weeks, but I could probably try and get one next week.
Such a long time. Yes, as soon as possible. I would think would be very great.
I'll look what I can do for you. I'm pretty sure it went well last night that Nikki won't be, as needed as much. But he said somebody's down there, he says, and he kind of gets going.
Yes, someone is down there. They said take your time though, not to worry about it, not to rush.
Oh, things must have gone well then, he says, and he kind of gets eating, he finishes eating, he starts to get dressed, he gets himself sorted, he neatens his hair up, he then kind of gives you a polite nod and goes, I'll see you soon then, Magdalena. And he makes his way down the stairs, and you hear him open the door, and you hear hey Ricky, you got finished up with all your stuff in there just to make sure. If you're not, it's fine, take as long as you need. Yeah, that's just a bit weird to say that though. Yeah, well, you know how it is. I mean, it's fine, you take your time. Right. Yeah, what is it? Oh yeah, the boss. The boss needs you. He's in a bit of a mood. He's been up most of the night. It is. He lost a few of the boys last night. Don't know where you were. He was quite concerned with where you were, actually. He meant to kind of be, his right-hand man. So, being there is kind of a problem. But it's all right. We got him. We did.
Magdalena's totally dropping eaves at this, and she's like, him not being there is problem. She's like, perhaps Nikki's problem. Ricky, who wants?
Yeah. Well, it seems, Mr. Carr. Yeah, he put up a good fight. He took out a few people, but we got him. He's with us. Only the boss ain't ready to off him yet. Wants to make him regret his decisions. So, you're the person who's meant to do that. So we best get you. I need you to rough him up a bit. Yeah, all right, he says, and he kind of looks over and goes, I'll see you later, Magdalena. He says, and he gets going and closes the door behind him with a loud that your door always does. And it's as you gesture madly whilst mute that because you're muted. Good.
She's like, she kind of wants to do the irate thing because it really freaks her out, and kind of just be right there as he kind of goes to yell back for her. She's like, yes. Sorry, I walk very quietly. He's the carpet. Yes.
Yeah, it must be. Right, I'll see you soon. I'll get a night up soon. I'm sure this won't be too long.
I'm sure you won't. If you're going to work now, surely you must get off for sleeping.
He kind of looks at the other one and he goes, you could do whatever you want to do. He's like, you all right? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good. Oh, we should probably get going. All right.
See you tonight then. Bye-bye. Have fun.
Smiles at you and gets going. And it's as he leaves, as the rest of your mornings sort of come
and I run back
up
to look at that stake and that note closer.
And you look at them closer and you just have burning questions as you look at them both continually. But it's as you all have these rather perturbing messages. And as a new day is upon London, with each of you having more questions than answers, that we're going to call tonight's session. And our mid-season finale is complete. So, thank you everybody for playing. You've all been amazing. We'll be going and doing some votes after, of course, we go around to see who will be gaining redeemed tonight. And after that, unfortunately, I won't be here for a couple of weeks. There will still be something on Death Curious Rise. I believe possibly something is going on with Lindy, so I definitely tune in next week and the week after to see what happens in that. It might bridge some of the gaps that will be happening whilst I'm unfortunately out of the country. So you've all been amazing though. Tune back in for sure. I'll be tuning in and watching that as well myself. And yeah, so with that in mind, with those drops and with the conclusion of the gang wars and retrieving the author, we'll go around. So Delilah, L'Oreal, thank you for playing. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite moment is of this episode.
Favorite moment. Oh no. That's actually my least favorite part about this entire stream, is trying to figure out my favorite moment. It's just so continuously good. Okay, Magdalena's little like Capri Sun moment was pretty cool. I love that. That was actually amazing, and just the idea of her just going slicing people while like she's drinking her juice box is just amazing. I love the kind of tension thing between Miss Fairchild and Magdalena. It's just, oh my god, everything was so tense and good, and I'm just, wow, that was a really good session. Okay, I'll probably go on it forever, so I'll just cut myself there now. Yeah, really good session. Gloria Lark, or technically Lark Gloria on Twitter, and Gloria Lark on Instagram, where I'm a bit more active. I just realized I've never said this outright, but I'm also Lady Falafel on the Twitch chat. In case any of you guys are wondering who's been replying and like saying bye guys and hi, it's actually me. I'm probably gonna get a new mic soon because my current one is dead, so I might be doing some more covers soon. It'll be really fun. That'll be something to look forward to. I might do some songs Delilah practices, for the man in the mirror. Who knows? We'll see. Stay tuned.
Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much for playing as always. You've been delightful as Delilah. So that's been amazing. And Magdalena.
I got my ear shot.
That was cool.
I was like, let's make some bad decisions, and you know what? They turned out okay. They turned out all right. Both mostly Magdalena, but partially I forgot that Miss Fairchild was still just right there in the alley. She's like, and I was like, oh wait, that was, yeah, bad decision. Bad decisions. It's fine. Magdalena can't be expected to keep too much. She's not used to having to hide it. Stupid country. One of my favorite moments, though, was Tilly, disguised as her Russian lady, saying, I hear Romanians have a problem with cheese. That killed me. I had tears. It was beautiful. I loved it. That was fantastic. I also really like Miss Fairchild and Delilah going back to the house and trying to save the poor driver in the car. Everything was just so good. Poor Robbie. I'm sitting here going, you hurt Robbie, I swear. So, we'll see what happens the next 2 weeks that I'm DM. Who knows? And then, of course, Hollowtail gets to take back over. But you can find me in the interim at LaughLoveLindy on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. I play in and GM a lot of tabletop RPGs, including on my channel every Monday and Tuesday for Mondays in Exandria and Mists of Ravenloft, which is super spooky. You can also find me here on Tuesdays during the daytime for Tentacle Tuesday, which is called Cthulhu and also spooky. And here for the next 2 weeks, I'll be DM on Thursdays. And just everywhere else. Follow me on Twitter to see what I'm going live with when and where.
Definitely do that. And yeah, tune in for the next 2 weeks because I am scared and excited about
here. That's so rude. Like, it must have been while Irene was out because I doubt she would have let anyone in the house. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she wouldn't let people in mistakes. You kidding me? But yeah, so thank you very much for playing, Lindy. You're amazing as always, and I'm glad you got your ear back. Speaking of having both ears, Miss Fairchild.
I am Shakes, also known as Shakespeare, which you can find me Shakespeare on Twitter. All of the information about my shows, which I can't remember right now, are all there. So you can find me there, follow me for whatever shows I'm in. My favorite moment, okay, we already mentioned the cheese, which I died. I actually died. My soul left my body. But I have to say that the star moment of this episode has been all of the NPC interactions, because we got an entire gang war happening, and all there were interactions between characters, and it was just amazing. I was sat here I was watching a movie. So fantastic. If Robbie is hurt, I will scream. Yeah. So Mickey needs to die, and we will save Robbie. We're gonna eradicate the Americans. It'll be fun. But yeah, just getting to see all of the NPC interactions. Not all. You're married to an Englishman. You're practically one of us. It's fine. Just getting to see all of that and the atmospheric touches and Larkin, what are you doing now? It was just fantastic. You're an amazing DM, and just so amazing. On the edge of my seat the whole time.
I mean, I'm really happy. I'm really happy you enjoyed it. And like I said, it's a joy running for all of you. And I'm looking forward to coming back and doing it more, that's for sure. I'm gutted that I'm going to be missing them. But I mean, I'm excited to see if London is on fire when I return. And speaking of on fire, Tilly, your investigation skills are on fire.
Thank you. I've made 3 investigation rolls in 5 episodes. I'm a great detective.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah, it's been so much fun. I've had small hyperventilating fits throughout most of it, because I'm oh my god, what am I doing? What are they doing? Oh no. Oh, I don't know how to plan anything. I don't know what I'm doing. So it's been great. That's what I play for. That's kind of that's kind of just horror I play for. It's fantastic. I can't choose a favorite moment out of all that. I didn't expect the cheese to go down so well. I got to admit, or badly in that case.
It was beautiful.
Thank you.
It was amazing.
Lactose intolerance is what I obviously live for.
Thank you. I feel represented.
So, yes. And thank you to the chat as well, because they've just been super into it, and it's just nice to flick your eyes over and go, people are just getting so into it. It's just so lovely. So thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely agree on that. I've been loving chat. So thank you, chat. You're amazing. Thanks for watching this week in, week out. I see returning names, and it warms my cold, dead Gothic heart and all that. So
all hail the Great Bach and Lord Bar.
All hail the Great Bach and Lord Bar.
Lord Bach and Lord Ba.
We're back and
And
we're back.
if Robbie Carr dies, we riot.
Okay, no problem.
Yes.
That's fine.
We burn London.
Absolutely.
We burn London, all of it.
All of it.
All of it.
No more bridges.
Well, we might see what happens with that in particular in the next 2 weeks. Maybe we'll see. We might see something
Ooh.
about the fate of Robbie in the next 2 weeks that is out of my hands, and that's scary. But we'll see. So, speaking of fate and out of my hands, let us move away from our beautiful, amazing pie. We're all brilliant in their own way, and we'll go to my super spoopy screen. Here we are in the super spoopy screen with all of my fire. And with my fire I judge them, and you have judged them, chat. You've deemed who would be redeemed this time, and I believe that you have decided that it would be a draw, which is strange in itself. So it looks to me like both Magdalena and Tilly have both drawn on the Who is Redeemed chart. So I'm a kind and benevolent GM, I hope, in some way. So given the chat suggested it, I'm going to give them both a redemption. They can both reduce their corruption by 1. And in 2 weeks, I'll be returning in a couple weeks' time. I guess 2 sessions away, and then I'm back. So definitely tune in between. You'll see the fate of whatever's going on in London with whatever madness that Lindy brings. And then I'll be returning after that to continue our hunt for the mask and see where all of these characters go. Still, until next time, you've all been absolutely amazing. And it's been a blast to run. And I will see you next time. Beware what goes bump in the night. And hopefully it's Robbie Carr, because he's lovely. And I will speak to you all later. Goodbye.